The top free agents in the NFL still available. Which teams are a perfect fit? And the final day for our big raffle. Do you want Muhammad Ali stuff? Do you want Angelo Dundee stuff? Do you want some cool golf hats? We'll talk all about it. The Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital, live on a Monday, starts right now.
Let's go! It's time for the talk to you. Cause Manchild is born, it's all we're gonna do. And Boy Green is always on the scene. And we're gonna always bring to you live streaming. So get ready, ready. Get ready, cause here they come.
All right, welcome aboard, everybody. Happy Monday. Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital at MC Show Digital, coming off U.S. Open weekend. Surprise winner there. He did win his second U.S. Open. So that's kind of cool.
Wyndham Clark.
And it did get dicey down the stretch. It looked like it's going to be a boring Sunday, and the guy was just going to pull away, and he didn't. He came back to the field, and other guys started getting in it, and Sam Burns almost snuck out a win. That was a lot of fun to watch, and looked like a beautiful, beautiful weekend down in Southampton on Long Island at Shinnecock, which certainly had some teeth, man. Ooh, some of these golf courses have a lot of teeth, and Shinnecock certainly is one of them. There's a history there with the U.S. Open. But we're not here today to talk about golf. We're here to talk about football, because we are a football show. Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital, all things New York football. Today, we're going to stretch our boundaries a little bit more. And by the way, you see the link right there. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're not already, as we're marching towards 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there before our year anniversary, and we're running out of time. We need your help. So please click subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Also, click the like button if you're already a subscriber. And memberships, of course, available to you where you can help support the channel. All right. And we'll talk about supporting the channel in other ways today as we finish off our monthly raffle today. There'll be one last chance for you during today's show to get in your raffle tickets, and then we will draw the winner before we sign off today. So, and somebody is leading the pack by a lot. That's all I could say. So you got a day maybe to catch up, or is he just going to add even more, pile on, so to speak? All right. And that is T-Town Jet, who's having himself a heck of a month in the raffle. So get in early and often if you want to have a chance, or increase your chances, dare I say, to win all of the prizes in this month's raffle, and I'll go over them in just a little bit. But we're going to talk football today, and we're going to talk about free agents still left. You know, you'd think around this time of year, Boy Green, that we'd be talking about scraps. But I don't know, man. There's some pretty tasty scraps out there. You know, like I'm seeing like a little piece of steak here, some, prime rib over there. I'm seeing some interesting scraps still on the scrap heap, so to speak, of some players that maybe you think, oh, they too old, oh, they've had a rough year or two. Oh, they're coming off an injury. Do I trust him kind of guys? But guys that in full flower have proven in the NFL that they can play at a high level. So we're going to look at who we believe are kind of the top free agents out there. And Boy Green and I, Derek, going to say, compare and contrast our notes a little bit and see if we agree or disagree on what is the perfect fit for each of these players. And I will try, Boy Green. I'll try my hardest. I can't make any promises, but I will try, dare I say, to keep my biases, like I hate the Cowboys, as you know, can't stand them.
Oh, right. Yes.
I'll try to keep my biases out and just look at the rosters of the NFL teams and where's this player look like they'd be a good fit. But, listen, I can't, it's hard to just completely extinguish your biases. Sure. There are already players on the list. I'm like, Giants. So sorry. And I imagine you might even have a few on the list for the Jets, but we'll see how that all plays out. So we will do that. We are presented today by our friends at Northeast Roofing Professionals. You see them right there, NERPCNY.com. Great roofers here in Central New York, especially if you live in the DeWitt and Fayetteville areas. So go see our friends at NERPCNY today. That is Northeast Roofing Professionals. They are professionals. Today's video brought to you by our friends at Bayberry Automotive. Integrity in everything. Bayberry Automotive, 2 locations on Morgan Road in Liverpool and over on Route 57 in Liverpool, right across from the Bayberry Plaza, where integrity in everything is their motto, and it is their creed, and it is the way they treat their customers. They are fantastic. Boy Green and I both bring our cars there to Bayberry, and they are fantastic.
I actually have to go get my oil change because Saturday,
on
July
over.
11th, I'm heading up to Atlantic City
Oh,
with
yeah,
Jake
you got the big
Asman
trip.
and Lou B.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
big trip, so I got to make sure the car is well oiled and all that
Yes,
jazz.
okay,
So
all right.
I will be booking that ASAP because I'm running out of time. I got to book
I
that
see.
before I go.
A
So
well-oiled
you'll be
machine,
getting a
always
call.
good. Mhm.
Quite.
Okay, good for you. Yeah, always good to get your oil changed regularly anyway. Just keeps, the lengthy, keeps the engine, fresh in your car, so on and so forth. So, got a good car. You want to keep it running good. You don't want to have to, constantly be turning over cars. Although I am peeking around right now, Boy Green, looking at perhaps swapping out, swapping in. Might happen.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you're a lease guy. You're a lease guy.
Yeah, although I'm off the lease right now. I bought my car off the back end of the lease.
Oh, right. That's
So
right.
I own it right now. I still have a little bit of a loan on it, but I own it. I own most of it. I own some of it. The bank owns the rest.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of trade in, trade up, get back into something new or relatively new. So
Okay.
my car's a 2020. So my car is only 6 years old, but
That's newer than mine.
it.
Mine's
It
a
runs, it
2018.
runs great.
Yeah.
It runs fantastic. But I do drive a lot, so I like having cars with low-ish miles, and I am in triple digits now. So I'm now into the triple digits.
I am
and
in triple digits
beyond.
too.
So,
Yeah.
but hey, that's what you do. We drive a lot. Both of us drive a lot. All right. Well, yeah, you could tease. Maybe we'll later in the show. You could tease that trip and everything that's going on there. That's going to be a whole bunch of nutty jet people hanging out, talking jets and partying around the jets and so on and so forth. So, okay, but today's topic is going to be about these free agents. So we both kind of compiled a list of top free agents out there. We'll go as deep as we want today. We'll just have some fun messing with each other, dare I say. But we're going to name some free agents that are still on the scrap heap, and then who we think is the perfect fit for that free agent. Okay. I don't know, Boy Green. I'm trying not to get too hung up on like, oh, that team doesn't have that much money.
Or, I'm not paying attention to that at all. Right.
Okay, good. Because I think that, those are the team's problems. We don't have those problems on this show. We can just say, I'll take this guy, and I'll take this one, and I'll take this one. It's like Jerry Seinfeld. You know how to take the reservations, but you don't know how to hold the reservations.
That's right.
We don't care about holding reservations today. We're only taking them. Okay.
Right.
All right. So let's talk about some of these players that are still out there. And what blows my mind a little bit, Boy Green, is there really are some quality players, as I said, on this list still. Like you'd think this time of year, everybody be kind of taken up, and it'd just be a lot of fleas, dare I say, on this list. But there are some guys that, yeah, okay, there's a quirk here or quirk there. But if you look at their football resume, you say, well, that's a pretty darn good player. I wouldn't mind that guy on my roster. So, and I'm sure there are some teams out there thinking exactly those ways. So without further ado, you go first. Pick a free agent on your list, and we shall discuss.
Yeah, I will say just off the top to what you just said, I don't know. Maybe it's personal of the moment, and we're just in the moment, and we're saying this, but it feels like these are bigger names that I remember ever being available in the month of June, ever. It just feels like, for whatever reason, we'll get into each one as we go up here, and I'll put up each player that we're discussing. I'll throw up on the screen here. And the first one to me is Stefon Diggs. And I'll tell you here, when I first thought of the name Stefon Diggs, one team came to mind. I'm not going with this team, but the team that came to mind was a reunion, Buffalo Bills. Bring him back. We talked about after he left, have they been able to have a wide receiver one? Is DJ Moore that guy? Who else is in there? So my first thought was Stefon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills, a reunion. However, I said, you know what? Let me not just take the first bait that's right there on the trap. Let me gander around the league. And then a team became painfully obvious, a choice to me. And it wasn't the Buffalo Bills. It is your old compadre, Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. I think the Colts are the perfect fit for Stefon Diggs. And here it is. Here's the depth chart. I'll go through this for a few of these players. They have Alec Pierce, they gave a big bag of money to, but he had surgery, so who knows when he's going to be back. Here's the rest of the room. Josh Downs, Ashton Doolin, Nick Westbrook-Akine, Deion Burks, Anthony Gold, Eli Pankel, Coleman Owen, E.J. Horton Jr., Laquan Treadwell, a former first-round bust. So, they got nothing. And when they have something, it's Alec Pierce. But they paid him a lot of money. They had no choice. I think Stephon Diggs to the Colts. I think that makes a ton of sense. Surround Daniel Jones with as much as possible. I think Stephon Diggs actually had a very nice season last year for New England. I know they had the drama during the offseason last year on a boat with him and Cardi B, but putting that aside, he produced on the field. I think Stephon Diggs, the Indianapolis Colts, when my first initial thought was Bills, and then I looked around the league, I said, whoa, Colts, huge need at wide receiver.
I like that. I went a different direction with the Colts. So I found another receiver on my list we'll get to later that I thought would be a really good fit with the Colts. And thus, I didn't put Diggs with the Colts.
Okay.
Therefore, unfortunately, I did go for the low-hanging fruit. I don't know. I understand that it didn't end pretty in Buffalo
you get
with
traded,
Stephon Diggs. Yeah. But I think Stephon Diggs, if he can just, get that massive ego that's on top of his head off out of the way, and he sits down with his agent, if I'm Stephon Diggs and I want to keep playing at a high level in the NFL, I want to play with a good quarterback. And I think that in the last couple of years he's kind of, dare I say, been compromised a little bit in terms of the quality of the quarterback that he's played with.
Wow.
Yeah, well, didn't he play? He played for Houston last year, right? And
New England, Drake May.
The Patriots, and then what's it, the Houston?
Yeah, it was Houston before.
Okay, so it's Houston.
That's pretty good quarterbacks. Drake May was second in the MVP voting, and then CJ Stroud's been pretty good, relatively speaking.
But come on, we're not going to compare right now Drake May to Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen is, he's the gunslinger. He's he's arguably in many people's eyes the best quarterback in the NFL.
Right, he's not Josh Allen.
Especially with Mahomes a bit compromised here in recent days, and what will he be this year? I think it's not a stretch to say best quarterback in the NFL. I'll raise my hand. Josh Allen. Thank you very much. I'll take Josh Allen. Okay, sure. Josh Allen, please. I think a lot of people would take Josh Allen. I don't think that's being Bill centric at all. I think it's just looking at the league. Drake May's an up and coming quarterback. I think he's got a lot of potential, enough potential that I drafted him in fantasy, as you know.
That's true.
In the final round of the draft, he went.
And he won it. Yeah.
Nobody was rushing to get him. He didn't go till the final round of the draft. So if you thought he was that great, Boy Green, where the heck were you in last year's draft? I mean, this is only a year
obviously
ago,
I was wrong. I didn't, and then he was second in MVP voting. Some Patriot fans believe he should have won the MVP, which is neither here nor there.
Well, that's soft schedule. We'll see what they do this year. I'm very
okay. So where do you think Stephon Diggs? Did you say?
I like him with the Bills. I still think the Bills need another piece. And I think he's going to be familiar with the quarterback. He's going to be familiar with the offense. And I think that he's a fit in Buffalo. I think Buffalo still needs another piece. And so, and I think he'll come. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. You tend to know a little bit more about these intricacies than I do. What kind of money can Diggs demand right now? I mean, he's kind of, he's been cast away. I mean, a team that had him, that just went to the Super Bowl, said, we're good. So how much can he demand? And I do have one other plan for Stephon Diggs, but I won't reveal that until we get to another player on my list. But go ahead.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I'm glad because so we talked about this at the beginning of the show. You just said, Boy Grant, I don't know how you did this. If you were like, oh, this team doesn't have the cap space to possibly put this together. Like, here's the fact of the matter, Lurch. It's June 22nd. 22 is your magical day here. The later we get in the offseason, the cheaper everybody is. The money has been spent. The hay is in the barn. Teams have spent their money that they were going to spend. So I think in a general sense, I don't think any of these names, I'm not saying it's veteran minimum because that's clearly not true, but we're talking about a completely different pool. Who's a good example? Who's the Saints kid? Oh my God. Not Chase Young. It starts with a C. What the hell is his name? He's been there forever. Pass rusher, Saints. He just re-signed this week. Oh my gosh.
I'm not good with Saints players, so
Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been there forever. He's playing one more year before he retires. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he was an awesome player for the Saints for a long time. Really good player. I'm sure he'll be in the Ring of Honor one day.
Great player.
Cam Jordan. Thank you, Jared327. Cam Jordan. So he just signed, right? In June. He signed like a 1-year deal and still got $7 million guaranteed. That's really good money for June. So to me, I guess it depends on the team and also Stephon, right? If he thinks he has a chance at a championship, I'm sure he'll take even less than normal. So Bills would certainly fit that list. Chiefs, if they were on a list, or whoever, whatever is on your list. So, yeah, I don't think the money is, quite frankly, much of a factor for any of these guys. That's also why I didn't consider it. This would be one thing if it was free agency in March and we're doing this list of like picking people to locations. I don't think money is the overlying factor here in June. So no, that makes a lot of sense. And I will also say this, not that it was meant as an insulting thing. The low hanging fruit was Stephon Diggs to Buffalo, but just because it's low hanging fruit doesn't make it wrong. I think it actually makes a lot of sense. That was my first thought.
I do too.
So I don't hate you at all for putting that on there.
All right, but I have one other idea for Diggs, but we'll get to him.
Okay.
Off of. All right, I do my guy next, and then this will all make sense.
Tell me the name, and I'll float it on the screen.
All right. So another guy on my list of the top guys on this supposed scrap heap here, currently available free agents in the NFL, is Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback, once with the Dallas Cowboys. Right. Now, Diggs is, a lot about history of players. So Diggs, number one, has injuries that recently plagued him. All right. There was a bit of a falling out with the Cowboys. Again, the Diggs boys seem to kind of, they talk a lot. They're on social media a little too much.
I think they're brothers. I know there's some connection.
Yeah, Trayvon is the younger brother of Stephon.
Yeah, Trayvon is 27 and Stephon is, let me have this here. He is 32. He's 5 years old.
32. Well, 32. Yeah. Wow, a little older than I thought. Okay, so anyway, so I have these two boys here. And the thought is, number one, I mean, like, why not bring the brothers together? A
2-for-1 special.
They once were probably in elementary school together, high school, well, 5 years apart. They didn't quite make it,
They wouldn't have been together in high school. They wouldn't have been together in middle school, I guess, or elementary.
Only 3 years. Elementary, you could, right? 6 years. 6 years of elementary.
First, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. Okay. So, so let's get them back together. I mean, come on. Let's have a Thanksgiving dinner with family, dare I say.
Trayvon to Buffalo?
No. Here's my thought.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is a different plan. Okay.
And Stephon to my Giants. How does that not make sense? We need a corner. Yeah. We're chucking all these old guys at the proverbial Velcro wall these days.
Juju,
how about Odell? Hey, let's give Juju a chance. Hey, how about Berrios? Let's throw him. Nobody wants any of these guys. How about we get a guy that maybe more people might want? He's a guy that moves up in that rotation. If indeed Neighbors is not there for the beginning of the season, which still seems to be a thing out there in Giants world, you've got a legit guy who could definitely be an understudy guy for a bit. All right. And you get them, back together. Well, you get them together. They probably played together in youth football or something. It was somewhere along the lines where those two guys must have been on the field together, even though they're 5 years apart. Well, my thought is, why not put the boys together? All right. Maybe that helps kind of, create some glue. The kind of both have been kind of problematic in the places they've been. Now they come together. Maybe they're not a problem anymore. The Giants, good young quarterback, a lot of weapons, right? Why not? And I love the idea of Trayvon Diggs, who I hated as a Cowboy, by the way. Couldn't stand that arrogant you-know-what. Yeah. All right? Now he gets to get revenge, dare I say, on the Cowboys, as he's now on a Giants roster that hopes to pass by the Cowboys and become, move their way towards the top of the standings in the NFC East. So I like the Diggs boys as a pair in New York. Okay. Wow. A pair of Diggs in New York. Do you dig it, everybody?
Do I dig it? I will say that would be a cool viral moment in training camp when Stephon Diggs lines up at boundary receiver and Trayvon Diggs says, I got this one. And you have a clip of Trayvon and Stephon one-on-one in a drill or in an 11-on-11. Like, that would be nuts to see at the NFL level. You could count how many times brothers in general have been at the NFL level. Eli, Peyton, these guys, like, go across history of brothers, the Watt brothers and so many others, of lining up against each other. Because normally you just don't have a lot of those opportunities. JJ and TJ are both pass rushers. They never face off against each other. To have the wide receiver corner thing, and that's a very mano-y-mano kind of position battle, too, in the National Football League. That's cool. Well, Lurch, I'll tell you, I don't know how often we're going to agree on this list because we didn't reveal our perfect team fits for each other, but I have Trayvon to the Giants. To me, and I go to that last layer of what you just said. So, sure, you need a corner. Trayvon's a corner. That makes sense. He obviously has upside. He's still only 27 years old, so he's had some bad years, injuries. So he's had some rough years and then injuries, but he's still 27 and he could possibly stick it to the Cowboys. Wouldn't that be marvelous? That's almost worth it on its own.
Exactly.
Let alone the fact that you actually need a corner. So yeah.
And he's going to come cheaply too, because of everything that's happened.
Definitely.
Trayvon is going to come cheaply. Stephon,
I think
I'm not
much
quite
cheaper than
sure,
Stephon.
but
Yeah.
Trayvon is going to come cheap because Trayvon, wherever he lands, it's going to be a prove it deal.
I agree.
So number one, it's not going to have to be long-term commitment. And number two, I think it's going to be fairly cheap. And then this guy hopes to, in good health now, show the world that he's still he's only
Next year,
27. And then next
year's
year
a
he
free
goes for the
agent,
payoff.
right.
So now the Giants would have to decide, are we going to keep him? Was he enough of a difference maker? Or are we just going to let him walk? And we got a year of, pretty cheap, good labor out of this guy. And we're moving on to younger people. So, but I think either way, it's a win-win for Diggs. It's a win-win for the Giants on the Trayvon Diggs things. But I just kind of like the idea of the brothers coming together.
I love that.
Kinda
okay.
cool.
Well, speaking of all that, let me throw a name out on the list. Pass rusher Joey Bosa. And to me, I'm taking the low-hanging fruit. I am putting him with his brother, Nick Bosa, with the San Francisco 49ers. This has been heavily rumored for months. Like, look, there's a golden opportunity. 49ers could always use more pass rushers. They were last in the league in sacks last season with only 20 sacks. Part of that, unfortunately, was Joey's brother, Nick. Joey Bosa's brother, Nick Bosa, got hurt last year. But putting these guys together, the Bosa boys, united, they're talented pass rushers when they're both healthy. That doesn't always happen. I'm sure it'd come cheap. The 49ers thing makes a lot of sense. So, like I said, I'll take the low-hanging fruit. Bosa boys, Bosa brothers reunited, San Francisco. Give me that. Brothers on the same team.
Now that, again, just like Stephon Diggs, is the low-hanging fruit.
I agree.
And I did give that serious consideration. However, in this case, I did not go for the low-hanging fruit. Although I do love that. You can tell I love the whole brotherly love thing.
You do. You're a fan.
Even
You're
though
a
I'm not from
touchy-feely guy.
Philadelphia, I love brotherly love.
Sure.
Yeah, I gave that some thought, and there have been a ton of rumors. And to be honest with you, the 49ers would make a lot of sense, potentially, for Joey Bosa. But another team that would make a lot of sense to me, all right? Because I just think, like, they better figure out some other pieces here. Like, if they really want to be back this year, if they really think that they're going to be in the mix like they have been forever and ever and ever, it feels. Kansas City Chiefs, man. I think the Chiefs need a little more pop. Can't just be Chris Jones hanging out there. So if Jones is getting doubled and tripled, Bosa could, dare I say, be a bit of a game wrecker from the other side. Because to me, Joey Bosa, at least, his brother Nick, I think a little more accomplished player. But Joey Bosa, to me, is a guy that could be effective on a team that has other effective pass rushers. And therefore, he gets the one-on-one matchups and he can win those matchups. To me, I haven't seen, at least in the last couple of seasons, including what we saw last year with Buffalo, a game wrecker in Joey Bosa. I think Joey Bosa he's good. He's above average, dare I say, okay? But I'm not ready to put him in elite status or even, well above average status. I think he's an above average pass rusher who, given put on a defense where there are other elite pass rushers, that he could now move from above average to, above average, or whatever the heck the next level is, and become more of a troublemaker, more of a game wrecker. So I think if you put him on a team like the Chiefs, who I think need a lot of help, I don't know why the Chiefs, it feels to me like the Chiefs are running it back. Plus they let go of Trent McDuffie, I'm like scratching my head, like,
well, Kenneth Walker obviously was a huge addition.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, adding a running back, that's going to be the difference. They had a good running back for a bunch of years with Pacheco before he got hurt and then just kind of went belly up, and now they let him go. And
now he's in Detroit.
With Walker. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That wasn't a big enough move for me for the Chiefs. And I think the Chiefs' bigger problem in recent years has been their defense. I mean, that defense, other than Chris Jones and a couple other guys, has been kind of porous. So I think they didn't add enough there. Frankly, my way too early prediction on the Chiefs is, even with Patrick Mahomes back, and I know he makes all the difference.
Oh my goodness! I think I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're making the playoffs. So, way too early prediction from the Manchild. I don't see the Chiefs, just because they've had potentially a healthy Patrick Mahomes, being a playoff team. All due respect to Andy Reid, all due respect to that organization who has had an incredible run. It's kind of coming to an end, and I don't see them adapting to their current circumstances. I think
you're supposed to say the "with all due respect" thing at the beginning before you insult them, not after. I don't know if that fits the same slipper, but
well, maybe there is no old. I mean, I don't need to qualify it. Maybe I just need to go on the record and say I don't believe in the Chiefs this year. There you go.
Wow. Okay. Well, here two things here. First off, a quick game of trivia. When's the last time do you believe that Joey Bosa had a double-digit sack season? If you had to guess, when's the last time do you think that happened for Joey Bosa?
I'm going to think it was with the Chargers.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to say 5 years ago.
It is 5 years ago. He
Money.
was only on the Bills for 1 year, and he got it in 2021, 10.5 sacks. But he's not as accomplished, to your point, he's not as accomplished as Nick. Like, Nick had 3 straight double-digit sack seasons, and he's led
Nick's
the
a
league
great
in
player.
sacks. Like,
Yeah,
he's had
he's a good player.
17, 18 sacks. Now, Joey Bosa's had 3 double-digit sack seasons, but they're all separated. Like, he's had 12.5, 5.5, 11.5, 7.5, 10.5, and then the last 4 years in a row, it's all been less than 7 sacks each of the last 4
And
years.
he was with the Chargers? Was that with the Chargers in 2021?
Yes, he was with the Chargers every year outside of last year. He was
Okay. All right. He just came over. Okay. Wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
his whole-
he just came over.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
there you go.
Is this sacrilege? Joey Bosa was a Charger going to a Chief. Oh boy, that could anger some AFC West fans out
Well,
there, huh?
who cares? I mean, football is a game of anger, isn't it? So
I guess that's true.
you got to tick people off with football. You need players to have reasons to be motivated. That's why I say, Trayvon to the Giants. Like, okay, there's a lot of thought there. Like, this guy hasn't been so healthy, and even when he was kind of at the end, he wasn't looking that good. And then I go, wait a minute, he's 27. And now he's got to be just super pissed at the Cowboys. So let's put him on a team that plays him twice a year, man. Let's see if this guy is pissed enough to be a difference maker for the Giants. We give him a chance to rebuild it with us. And he's got extra motivation because he gets to face teams that he hates every year a couple of times. I love it.
So bull and the color red. You're trying to combine these two things here for Trayvon
I guess so.
Okay,
well, I'll take what I can get, man. But no, I just it makes a lot of sense. So I think a lot of times when players do move from team to team, there can be, dare I say, an extra, little intangible to, okay, this guy makes more sense with me than say he does with that team over there because there's a little extra juice here for this player. So I think Diggs would love to be roaming the secondary with the Giants and, doing that against the Cowboys twice a year. I think there's a huge motivation there. So Joey Bosa to the Chiefs. Playing against his old team, the Chargers, who let him walk. You want to pay him the big bucks? Let him walk. Okay. Chance to come back, get a little revenge. I like it.
Okay. What's the next name on your list, Manchild?
Here's a name on my list.
Okay.
Deebo Samuel. Man, why is Deebo still out there as a free agent? Man, Deebo's a good dude. He's had good seasons. He's a versatile guy. Maybe he's not quite what he once was. What is Deebo? I'm going to guess Deebo's a 30-ish guy.
Well, let's take a gamble. Guess that sounds about right, but let me see what the internet
I'm
says.
Guess 30 for Deebo.
He is 30, right on the button. 30.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 30-year-old guy, all right, receiver, physical guy. I don't know if he can be the physical monstrosity that he was in that Kyle Shanahan offense for a while because they were running him quite a bit on top of his receiver duties, and he became an incredible weapon. I remember having him for a couple of years on my fantasy team. I was like, go, Deebo, go. I mean, there was one year in particular that I had Deebo, and he was on the Niners. I was like, wow, this guy is electric, man. He's getting me touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, catching touchdowns, yards after the catch. I mean, he's a beast.
He is coming off a solid season with the Commanders.
And he is.
So he was with San Francisco forever. Then he went to the Commanders. He had 72 catches last year. That's the most catches he's had in 5 years. So, the catches was pretty good. Again, he's never been a high yards guy.
Correct.
Once he went over 1,000. That was 1,400, an amazing season, but that's an outlier compared to the rest of his career. He had 5 touchdowns. These are fine numbers. I don't know if he's clearly number one wide receiver anymore, but these are very fine numbers he had last year with the Commanders.
Yeah, he's probably not a number one anymore, but I think he makes sense to me when I look at fit.
Let me hear it.
Okay. You had Diggs going to the Colts. I got Deebo going to the Colts.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
Okay.
I really like the fit there. I think that's a guy's a big target. Daniel Jones a little bit off sometimes. I know him as the Giants quarterback.
Yeah.
Deebo, big guy, it's long. He's got a great catch radius.
Sure.
Like guys with big catch radiuses. And I just think he's a good physical player. So I like Deebo to the Colts rather than Diggs to the Colts. And Deebo 2 years younger, by the way.
That's true. All right. Well, you're flip-flopping. You're like guys like you're saying, oh, yeah, Paul, you like him for that team, but I like him for this team. Well, okay. I like Deebo Samuel for a team you just mentioned. The Kansas City Chiefs is who I like him for, because if you look at the Chiefs receiving core here and we take a gander, so you have Rashee Rice, who just got out of prison. So, I've seen the movie Longest Yard. So apparently you could get, back in shape in prison. So that's wonderful news for Rashee Rice. But then we look at the rest of the room here. Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton, Jalen Royal, Cyrus Allen, Nico Ramingo. I've never even heard of some of these people. And so to me, wide receiver's a big need. And Andy Reid is creative offensively. Deebo Samuel can run the ball, he can catch the ball, and you put that versatile player in the hands of Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid could get the most out of him. So to me, it would be super exciting to see Deebo Samuel on the Chiefs. They clearly need depth. And who knows Rashee Rice? He's a volatile, unpredictable player. When he's on the field, he's really good, but all kinds of craziness in Rashee Rice's life is going on. I think Deebo Samuel would be a lot of fun, and I think Andy Reid could get the most out of him. I like Deebo to the Chiefs.
Deebo to the Chiefs. It's not bad. It's not
All right.
bad. I don't really have I don't have a strong retort to that. I agree that they're like to think that Xavier Worthy, is running out there potentially as your number one is like, wait a minute, can we do? I said this earlier. I felt like for a while and still kind of sort of the Bills keep depending on Josh Allen to do it all.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. It's like Allen will make the receivers better. Doesn't matter who the receivers are. He'll create a wide receiver one because he's such a good thrower of the ball. And I think to a certain extent, once Tyreek Hill was jettisoned off, and we'll get to Tyreek Hill in a little bit. He's on my list.
Oh, yeah. I got to put him on my list.
Then, Patrick Mahomes was being asked to make, lemonade out of oranges, with Xavier Worthy and aging Travis Kelce and any other piece they could find out there on the scrap heap. And I was just like, come on, man, like Mahomes could arguably on any given year be the best quarterback in the NFL. And you're going to give him those kind of weapons. Like, come on, man, respect your quarterback, man, respect the guy. So I just feel like teams do this. This has become a strategy. If they pay the quarterback, then the thought is, then we can't really pay to have a true wide receiver one, but we'll depend on the quarterback to get wide receiver one numbers out of wide receiver twos and threes, and hope for the best. And it's just that's not a way to win a Super Bowl. You got to go all in. Go like the Rams, man. The Rams are all in, man. And we're all going to pick the Rams to win the Super Bowl this year because barring injury, they've just put together a tremendous roster. They're like just pushing all the chips in, man. Like I love that kind of mentality. And so I feel like some of these other teams just sit in waiting. And I think the Bills have been doing that too long. And now the Chiefs are starting to do it with Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think it's a good idea. So adding a weapon for Patrick Mahomes, I'm down with that, Boy Green. I'm totally down with that.
Okay.
So that brings us to the guy that I was just talking about. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill and where Tyreek Hill might fit. Any ideas?
I would assume the Chiefs because you're a family reunion guy.
Why not bring him back, right? I mean, he lived and breathed there. Mahomes brought him to
Super
life.
Bowls, right?
All right. Yeah. Everybody's kind of down on him. I don't think he's going to be expensive because of everything that's gone on.
And his injury. We don't know when he's going to be ready.
They got to deal with the riffraff of Rashee Rice. So why not throw Tyreek Hill in the blender?
God.
You could become, dare I say, like the Bengals. Remember when the Bengals, what were they calling them when what's his name was the coach who was there?
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis is bringing them in. They had a nickname for those teams, and it was like the parolees or something because they had
because you had Pac-Man Jones, you had Tank Johnson, like you had a lot of Vontaze Burfict.
Anybody in trouble with the law, come on down. We want you. We love you, man. Don't worry about it, man. We're rehab, right? It was like Rehab U. All right, so but couldn't a return to the Chiefs help kind of stabilize Tyreek Hill a bit, kind of bring him back to center in a lot of ways. I think that guy needs like a little therapy, and it's nothing like a little Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes therapy session, dare I say, for Tyreek Hill. So I think Tyreek Hill back to the Chiefs would make a lot of sense. Boy, he has not been talked about a lot, but part of that is what you're talking about, the injury.
Yeah. I'm looking online because I wanted to see like what were some of those nicknames for the because the Cincinnati Bengals earned several disparaging nicknames for acquiring or rostering players that frequently had off the field issues, particularly during the mid 2000s when a string of high profile arrests plagued the team. So Bungles, but that's been around forever. I don't think that's a that recent.
It's not the Bungles. Yeah,
I think that's just that's what the internet said. I don't think that one counts. I see the Mean Machine. I see Bengals the longest yard, which isn't a very creative nickname. That was just what I was talking about with other ones. So I'll have to see. I thought they had better nicknames, so I'm gonna have to keep looking.
Yeah, there was a good one out there that someone had put out there that I thought was really, really clever. that really rang true. And it's just like Marvin Lewis's band of troublemakers,
Yeah, whoever
essentially.
they were. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs makes a ton of sense. Tyreek has dropped a few Chief hints. Again, he had it happen against the Jets, as a matter of fact. Week 4 last year, Monday Night Football, Tyreek Hill caught a pass and awkwardly fell out of bounds. And he had a very gruesome, look it up, people. I'm not showing it on the screen. A very
yeah.
gruesome, disgusting leg injury that could have cost him his career. And we don't know. He's not back in the NFL yet. But um, that happened at the end of September, early October. So I don't know when he's set to be healthy, but the Chiefs are unique because they know him very well, and you wouldn't need to rush him. You could get him back whenever he's ready in the Chiefs. While Manchild may not be thinking about the playoffs, the Chiefs always seem to be thinking about the playoffs, and they can think of the long game there. Tyreek Hill. It has to be a contender. I just don't see him playing for any Jabroke team, because if so, like, Fernando Mendoza desperately needs wide receiver help in Vegas, but I just don't know how Tyreek Hill and Fernando Mendoza would go together. I think Tyreek Hill and Vegas would go together very well. You know what? Screw it. Sure. I'll throw Tyreek Hill in Las Vegas with the Raiders. He can bet away, do everything that he wants to do. I'll put Tyreek Hill with Vegas.
Tyreek did one of those injury recovery videos out.
Oh, okay.
Very recently. It's just, I'm
right.
looking
I've
at an
not
article
seen it.
dated today. It's dated June 22nd.
Oh, that's
How about
pretty
that?
fresh. All right. There you go.
And yeah, he's definitely viewing a comeback. I'm trying to see
Okay.
what the article says here.
Timeline or something.
He had surgery for a torn ACL.
Yep.
The surgery was successful, with all indications he'd be able to return for the 2026 season. That's what the early prognosis says.
Mhm.
Quote from him here: "I'll see you all on the other side of the battle," he says, lying in a hospital bed with a large black cast wrapped around his injured leg. Guess that was a while back. And then he put out a 1-minute video called Cheetah Reborn Intro. Okay, so look that up
That's
on
his
YouTube.
nickname,
Cheetah Reborn Intro.
Okay,
It features
all right.
additional scenes of the 8-time Pro Bowler and 2023 receiving yards leader working out and meeting with doctors. All right. So there you go. So Tyreek Hill on the mend. He's on the mend. And he's thinking Chiefs. He's thinking Andy Reid, bring me back, my friend, and I'll show you that the cheetah has returned to form. That's what I'm feeling here.
Okay, I like that. All right, I'll throw another random name out here. Let's go. Oh, come on, Jet fans. Your favorite old friend, Mekhi Becton,
Fatty boy.
What an unbelievable career arc this guy has had.
Unbelievable.
So he's a top 15 pick. You get very nice money for being a top 15 pick. It really flops with the Jets horrific. Outside of the rookie year, everyone went, "Whoa, this guy is superstar size!" Like, he's pancaking people. Man, we don't see offensive lineman highlights, and look at him just trucking all these defensive linemen. Like, this is amazing. And then he couldn't stay healthy. And then the Jets move on. And then he goes to the Eagles and he wins a Super Bowl, year number 1 with the Eagles. Jeff Stoutland, a very popular and
great
world famous offensive line coach that is now reassigned to the Eagles facilities. I don't know what the hell they're doing there. That seems like a silly decision, but whatever. So Mekhi Becton goes to Eagles, wins the Super Bowl immediately. He only signed a 1-year deal, so he's a free agent. Signs a huge money deal with the Chargers, so he gets a bag of money. They don't like what they see after a year, and I heard a lot of problems with him and coaching staff, so that didn't go well. And he's a free agent. So he's won a Super Bowl. He's gotten a bag of money, and I've been thinking, like, where's a good place? And I think it's the Buffalo Bills. We keep talking about guys being motivated to shove it to the other teams. And for the Bills, we know that they lost David Edwards this offseason, lurched to the Saints on a big money deal. They have a few offensive line tinkerings that have to happen. Mekhi Becton, it has been proven when he's properly motivated, win Super Bowl, deliver, but when he's not properly motivated, things can go awry. I think Mekhi Becton to Buffalo, he gets to give it to the Jets twice a year, in his opinion, of what he hopes happens. And again, at this point of the offseason, he's going to come relatively cheap. So I think Mekhi Becton to Buffalo inside the AFC East. And again, if you're the Bills, it's low risk, high reward. If you bring him in as one of your 90 players in camp and he's fat and sucks, you cut him and move on. Who cares? If he's halfway decent, maybe he can even be your starting guard this season to protect Josh Allen. So I think it's a win-win potentially for Buffalo.
By the way, Jeff Stoutland, I think I mentioned this one other time on the show, But as soon as you said that name, I was like, I know Jeff Stoutland, aside
Yeah,
from his
for
NFL connection.
Syracuse, right?
3 years he was an
Ooh, that's
assistant
longer than I
coach at
thought.
Syracuse. All right. I think it's
Wow.
97, 98, and 99. He was on Paul Pasqualoni's staff. Paul Pasqualoni, amazing Syracuse coach, has bred a ton
Coaching tree, right?
of coaching. Like his coaching tree is deep, deep. NFL guys,
And
super successful
Matt
college
Patricia, excuse me.
guys,
Yep, right. Yep.
amazing guys that have come through his staff. And one of them is Jeff Stoutland, who, when he was with Syracuse, started actually. I remember him because I remember interviewing him as the tight ends coach. He was the
Oh,
tight
wow.
ends guy.
Okay.
And you might remember a tight end by the name of Roland Williams.
Yes,
But they were
of course.
bookend tight ends for Syracuse. Roland Williams was on one side of the offensive line, and Kasim Cinceno was on the other side. They were the two bookend guys during the Donovan McNabb, or a piece of the Donovan McNabb era, the early McNabb era. And Roland Williams, Cinceno played great for Syracuse, and then kind of he had a cup of coffee in the NFL and goodbye.
Roland, I think, won a Super Bowl.
Roland Williams is a Super Bowl
Bucks,
winner.
I think
he won a Super Bowl. Was it with the? Who the heck was it with?
I thought it was with Tampa Bay, but maybe
it's either
right.
Tampa or the Raiders. You look it up, all right? It's either Tampa or the Raiders. Boy, I should know that off the top of my head. I've had it years ago, and it's just gone. I haven't talked to Roland in a while. Roland's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and a great, great interview. He's on the radio show with us several times. Was it the Raiders? Why do I think the Raiders?
I think it's the greatest show on turf, actually. I believe it's the Rams here.
Oh, Rams. That's what it is. It is the Rams. 100% it's the Rams. As soon as you said that, it's the Rams. Yes.
Greatest show on
he
turf,
won with the Rams. So Roland Williams and Cecine
that's quite a name.
Cinceno. Oh, my God. Wow, that is a mouthful.
Captain Insano, yeah.
All right. Cassine Cinceno. Okay. Casim Cinceno. Got it now.
Although he played in 2 Super Bowls, he won the greatest show on turf. He was on the Raiders in the Raiders-Bucks Super Bowl.
He was in the
Raiders went to the Bucks
Super
a
Bowl
year too late.
See, that's why it was sticking with me about the Raiders. Okay, so he won one with the Rams and then went back to the Super Bowl with the Raiders, but didn't get a second ring. But he has a ring. Roland Williams has a ring.
Hey.
All right. Casim Cinceno does not have a ring, but was a great tight end for Syracuse. And there was an all Big East tackle by the name of Mark Banowitz, who was one of the offensive linemen. In Stoutland's final year at Syracuse, 99, he took over the offensive line. So he went from tight ends coach to offensive line coach.
So he found his passion for offensive line here in Syracuse. That's crazy.
For offensive line in all places at Syracuse University. So Jeff Stoutland has a very, very interesting, interesting history with the Giants. I did not have Mekhi Becton on my list because
Do you want to add him to your list?
I didn't think he was one of the top free agents, to be honest with you. Therefore, fine. I'll go with your comments there on Mekhi Becton only because.
Oh, you want him on the Giants?
No, I don't want him on the Giants. Frankly, I think he'd be better off staying on the scrap heap, frankly, but someone will probably.
Or eating it, I guess.
Because of his size, someone's going to give this guy a flyer.
Come on. How can you
just
not?
That big.
Right.
And someone says, hey, come on, let's take him on as a second stringer. I mean, who knows? We could have an injury. At least he can, stand there and take up space.
He has starting experience.
It takes 2 or 3 seconds to go around the guy if he didn't do anything, for crying out loud. He's so big. So, I mean, you just bought your quarterback 2.5 seconds just to get around the guy.
Right. He's an inconvenient pothole in the road. Son of a, I got to drive around
like
this thing.
Giant pothole that you can't get around one way or the other. So, or it's going to take you, you're going to circumnavigate the whole road, go to the other side of the road just to get around it. So that's exactly, there's the mentality there for Mekhi Becton. So there's a thought on Mekhi Becton. All right, before we continue our list, let's get a word from our sponsors. We are presented today by Northeast Roofing Professionals, NERPCNY.com. Today's video brought to you by our friends at Bayberry Automotive. Integrity in everything. Also, when we return, one last look at the auction items, or the raffle items, I should say, that are going out the door towards the end of today's show. It's your last chance today to get tickets. I'll go through the items. You can get one last look at them. If you want to, again, get some raffle tickets on that. Membership, if you're not already a member, automatically 2 tickets. You could go to advanced membership to get 10 or 20 tickets, diehards and Hall of Famers, plus get a punch your ticket to our fantasy football league for our digital product if you become a Hall of Fame member. And then you could also gift memberships as well, or you could super chat, super sticker. Every $3 equivalent will get you a ticket into this month's raffle, which we will draw today. So I will review the prizes when we return. First, a word from our sponsors, then we're back. More of the Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital right after this.
Finding the right local roofing company can be tricky. You don't want to hire the wrong roofers, or you could end up spending a fortune on repairs. The pros at Northeast Roofing Professionals can ensure your home is protected by a strong and sturdy roof. Locally owned and operated, over 30 years experience, free estimates, and competitively priced. Don't settle for an inexperienced roofing contractor. Turn to Northeast Roofing Professionals. Discounts for military and first responders. Reach out and let them put a sturdy roof over your head. NERPCNY.com. NERPCNY.com.
Integrity is a word that some people just throw around in life. But at Bayberry Automotive, integrity is everything. Integrity of their mechanics, who are all experienced and certified. Integrity in the work they perform, with nothing but 5-star reviews from satisfied customers on Google. Integrity that goes along with family. A family-run business that treats you like one of their own. Integrity in everything. Bayberry Automotive. BayberryAutomotive.com.
Located on Route 57 across from Bayberry Plaza, the premier choice for auto repair in Liverpool.
All right, we are back. Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital at MC Show Digital. We are talking top free agents still available and their best fit in the NFL today. Go ahead, BG.
Well, Lurch, before we go on, thank you to our comment section for some breaking news in the world of sports. So let's hit it. I didn't see this.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Wow.
I did see this actually before we hit the airwaves today. I did see this. So I know what you're gonna, it's NBA, right? It's NBA.
It is NBA.
Yes.
So shout out, and I thought there was a mistake. I had not heard this. I had not seen this. I guess I was in a hole. I was working out, watching a stream show, so like it wasn't normal ESPN, or else I'm sure it would have come up. But shout out to the Ball Knowers podcast. Hey, BG and Manchild, I'm sure you mentioned already. We didn't. But what was your opinion on Dusty May to the Maverick? I was working out. I was on the treadmill, just watching a show that's whatever streamed. That was probably recorded like 3 years ago. I have no idea. I watch it, and then I grabbed it. I worked out, grabbed a drink of water, came, sat down here, and continued my notes. And then Lurch popped in, and then we did the show. So I had not seen this. So this is fresh. Dusty, the Michigan head coach, is now to the NBA. What a hire by the what a off the wall, stunning, surprising hire. Dusty May, good night. And then the other news that we'll package it all together here is Giannis is going to be moved in the next 24 hours, and the two finalists are the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. That's from Shams this morning. So Giannis is about to be moved, and Jaylen Brown apparently is now, like Sean Devaney. He joined us on Friday. Lurch, I know you weren't there with us, and Sean missed you, by the way. But during our conversation, he was like, I said, Sean, have you heard? Have the Celtics like slapped Jaylen Brown on the table yet? Or is it all just rumor mill? He's like, from everything I heard, they haven't put anything on the table. They've talked about it seriously in the building, but they have not put him on the table at his knowledge on Friday. And apparently they have now placed Jaylen Brown in said negotiation. So crazy NBA stuff in general happening right now and in the 24 hours. So Ball Knowers podcast, I absolutely did not see this. That is stunning. And apparently that's Jack, our former intern. So shout out to the Ball Knowers podcast. Jack is the one who sent this in. So no, I did not see this at all. Lurch, what was your first take on Dusty May to the NBA? Wow.
I was shocked. I mean, I definitely was. I mean, his name has been bandied about in a lot of places because they had such a successful season last year.
Right.
And then, of course, like most coaches, I think he put out his old pledge of loyalty. I love Michigan. I was born to be in Michigan. You're just like, that means he's going somewhere. Like every time somebody puts out one of those statements that I love my school, that means they're moving. The Mavericks are confounding to me. I mean, they're obviously insane trade to move Luka and what they got for it, and it just didn't make any sense.
They do have Cooper Flagg, who's exciting.
They do, and that's been their savior, that they were so bad.
Okay, they got lucky and ended
they
up.
They got lucky and got Flagg, and now Flagg can become their centerpiece, and they can build around him. But now they've jettisoned off Jason Kidd, who was a guy that was wanted by other people. Heck, they could have made a trade probably with the Knicks and gotten like
last year, right?
Because the Knicks apparently their top candidate wasn't Mike Brown or Mike Malone, who I thought they might go after. Michael Malone, won a championship with Denver. Instead, their top choice apparently was Jason Kidd, who had a job, by the way.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the Knicks might have been willing to, give something up to get Jason Kidd because
And
they
they
thought
said,
maybe
no,
he'd be
pack it.
a good fit. And luckily they told him to get lost. And now,
Right.
less than a year later, Jason Kidd is on the streets. The Knicks could have him for free if they wanted. And meanwhile, this team that is no longer owned primarily by Mark Cuban. Okay. I mean, for years and years and years, this was the Mark Cuban Mavericks, and Cuban was pulling the strings. And now it is a corporate owned. I think Cuban still has a piece, but he doesn't have any say anymore in the basketball decisions, much lately to his dismay, it seems, as they've fallen apart as a franchise without him being involved in decision making. And now they're trying to rebuild it. So this is, look, nothing against Dusty May. We just haven't seen. I mean, I don't know. I could do a study on this or something.
Quick, you may have
Mhm.
seen this with the Dusty May news lurch, but I'll ask you anyway. Do you know the last college coach that went from college to the NBA? Who just made the transition? Who was at college and then got hired to the NBA to be a head coach?
Well, Billy Donovan is the first name that pops into my head, but it might be somebody even more recent. So let me just think through that a second.
Okay.
Somebody more recent there is?
Yes.
Okay.
It was 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
2019.
Yeah. Okay. It's not that, that's a while ago though.
That is. That's a significant
quite a
chunk
while
of time.
ago. Because at this, I'll get to my point in a minute, but
yeah.
Who is that?
I'll give you one hint. It's from the same school.
Really?
It's
So
our
from Florida?
guy.
It's a Florida guy?
No. Same guy as Dusty May.
Oh, it's a Michigan. Oh, it's Fisher. Yes, of course.
No.
The Lemoyne coach. Oh my God, why is his name?
Yeah, it's John Beeline.
Beeline. Yes.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Beeline, who had a cup of coffee, right, with the Cavaliers. I mean, an absolute cup of coffee, and they
because he had that one weird speech with his
John
team,
Beeline.
and
Yes,
it got him in trouble. And
too bad. He's such a good dude, John.
Yeah, he
Beeline.
is a good dude. But like, isn't that
nicest
nuts?
man.
So we haven't had a college coach make the jump from college to the NBA in 7 years, and it was John Beeline going from Michigan to the NBA, and now it happened 7 years later from Michigan to the NBA again. Like, how nuts! What a weird statistical fun fact that is. That is just that is bonkers. So
I should have known that, John Beeline. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The local thing I was
good
trying to.
dude.
But again, I would have forgot. I don't remember. Like I remember.
He was
John
in and out.
Beeline.
He was in and out. It was like it was a flash. It was like, whoa, where'd he go? He's gone already.
And Dusty was just in the national championship, for God's sake. So like that's nuts.
But here's the thing. I mean, I don't want to cast aspersions on Dusty May or any other college
That sucks.
coach.
To do this in June, that's messed up for your college, man.
Definitely. It just hasn't worked. It's just rare.
Oh, college to the pros you're talking about?
That a college coach makes it in the NBA. I mean, even Pitino, who I think is one of the brilliant basketball coaches, period. I'm not even going to put NBA, NCAA, or anything else, high school. This guy is one of the brilliant coaches of basketball, period. Basketball mind, understanding offense and defense, all right, understanding player development, everything. This guy is an unbelievable basketball mind. And even he coached two teams in the NBA, my Knicks and your Celtics, all right? Two teams, two legendary organizations, all right? And it was fine. He did okay. You know, he turned the Knicks into something before Pat Riley took them a step further. Initially, I think my recollection, you would remember better with the Celtics, was kind of good in the beginning, and then it went south. And then, that was the end of that. Then he went back to college after that, right?
Who's that?
Pitino.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, I was thinking of
success,
a different
right?
name. Yeah, he had some success. It was fine, but no.
But anyway, so here's a guy that's a brilliant basketball mind on any level.
Right.
And he couldn't make the adjustment from college to pro. Go ahead.
Well, one person did. You'll remember him. I used to scream about him all the time on the radio. Brad Stevens, baby. Look what he did with the Celtics. And he was the head coach for a long time. Wildly successful. A lot of regular season titles, big wins, all that crap.
Yes.
And then he became the director of basketball operations. They just won a championship. So, yeah, Brad Stevens, he had a wildly successful transition. But again, the list is small to your point. Obviously.
The list is very small, and
Shout
it's
out to
very
you,
elite. So this is a tough road,
definitely,
for Dusty May. I wish him luck.
Yeah, of
He was
course.
terrific at Michigan last year.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the NBA, Dusty May.
I
Wow,
can't
crazy.
believe that. That is
When I
crazy.
saw it this
That's
morning, I
big
was like,
news.
whoa, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys saw it with my face. I went,
Mhm,
what? That was
mhm,
incredibly
mhm.
surprising. So interesting. And what do you think on this? So I don't know any of this poly market stuff. That's above my pay grade on
Oh,
all the
God, no.
analytics. But Jack is saying that it's spiked in the favor of the like, for instance, apparently, like I don't know anything about this because I don't look, and I'm glad I don't look because that would have ruined it. We just watched Survivor season 50. Large Jack's also a
Mhm.
huge Survivor fan. And this stuff apparently right before the year spiked in Aubrey's favor, and Aubrey was
Okay.
supposed to be the winner. So clearly stuff leaked. That's
Yeah,
how,
maybe.
like, it
Probably.
wasn't. Yeah. So, like, to me, that sucks because that would have ruined the. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to know that. I want to
totally.
watch Survivor. Not, I want to do our fantasy draft normal, watch the season and enjoy it. I don't want to think I know who did it,
Right.
but he says that it's spiked in the Celtics' favor as if people know something. So, those are the two finalists. Who do you think he ends up with? Giannis, Miami, or Celtics? Giannis.
I think the Celtics, because the Celtics have the one piece that you would want if you're
Yeah.
Milwaukee. Now, poor Jaylen Brown, or maybe I won't say poor Jaylen Brown, because Jaylen Brown, right, just said after the Celtics season came to a screeching halt, this is the best season of
I
basketball,
hate that he
the
said
most
that.
enjoyable, I think. Well, you try and use his exact word, the most enjoyable season of basketball I've ever had. So basically saying with his running mate out hurt basically the entire year,
Yeah.
and him, jacking up his numbers because he had to, that this was the best season he's ever had. And this is, by the way, coming off of a couple of years ago, winning a championship, for crying out loud. Not exactly the smartest thing to say on a podcast. And it certainly got some viral attention, dare I say, on the web, as it should have. So, okay. Well, he's going to have a lot of enjoyment in good old Milwaukee, getting shipped off there, because he'll be scoring all the points there. They don't have anybody else on the roster, which is why the heck Giannis needs to get the hell out of there, because that place is just a graveyard right now. And they're not a big market team, and they're not really known for their spending. Outside of Giannis, they have not spent all that much over the years. And it's in a small market. So now you come to, arguably the greatest NBA franchise in terms of championships. They own it. So yikes. I mean,
So
so
your gut tells you it's going to be Celtics.
I think Celtics, because
Okay.
I think Milwaukee is looking to rebuild this thing, and Brown is a really good player, and they could build around him.
I would probably trade him if I was Milwaukee. I'd get him and then trade him for 1 billion picks or whatever.
Could do
I
that
can
too,
get. Yeah,
but they just end up with another really good player,
Yeah.
rather than now you're stripped and you have nothing, and you're starting just with draft picks and whatever you've got left on your roster right now, and free agency, whatever you want to go chase. So now it makes a lot more sense to me for Milwaukee to deal with a team like the Celtics, where they get a bona fide superstar back, okay, for a bona fide superstar who's really had injury problems. That's the one thing you don't inherit with Jaylen Brown. He's been a really healthy guy. And as a solo guy this past season, at least during the regular season, he was pretty darn good. So Milwaukee doesn't take a step backwards per se, and maybe they have a trade chip or something else, or maybe it's more attractive for other players to come play in Milwaukee because Jaylen Brown, perhaps in their mind, is more attractive to play with than Giannis is.
So let me ask you this: defending NBA champion boy New York Knicks, which I'm sure is never going to get old for you. If the Celtics acquire Giannis, are you shaking in your boots at all?
No. I
So
mean, he's a
you fear
fantastic
them
player.
none. You fear them none.
I always fear them because they always have a good roster. So I don't want to say that.
Okay.
I'm not going to be arrogant about it, but I like the roster that we have right now.
Okay.
And I don't think a team that has Giannis on it, is like, now we don't have any answers. I think the Knicks, can do things to slow him down. So no, but I mean, the Celtics are always formidable every year. That's why they have as many championships as they have. They put together a good roster most years.
But they have
And they
Tatum,
are
Giannis,
they're an
Derek
attractive
White.
place for people to play, for basketball players to play. They have all those banners, and there's a lot of history, and some of that history is very recent history. So it's not like you got to go back to the old days. It's not like trying to bring it back. They always are in it.
They just won a championship, right?
Yeah. And the city loves basketball. It's a great city to live in.
Sure.
I just visited, as you know.
Yes.
It's a great city to live in.
Well,
So
I've gone to
there's a lot
TD
of
Garden
reasons.
100 times. That's such a great arena. Yeah.
I mean, I guess my thought here is you asked me, do I fear them if they get
Yeah.
Giannis,
Yeah.
assuming they ship off Jaylen Brown as a part of the piece. Now, if
And
they
that's
had
what,
if they had a three-headed monster and could keep all
yeah,
those three of
that
those
will
guys,
not
I
happen.
don't think
Yeah,
fiscally that could happen.
Sham said this morning
Yeah.
that this would be, and at this current moment in time at the negotiations, which was this morning, there's not a third team. It
Yeah.
would be Celtics Bucks or Heat Bucks, no third team,
Okay.
which has been discussed about in the past. So again, it would be Jalen for Giannis or a package of young players and 1 million picks from the Heat. That's what
Okay.
Milwaukee's debating between, apparently.
Gotcha. Okay. So, but I don't know. Like Brown Tatum was formidable.
Yeah.
Giannis
Won a
Tatum will be
championship.
formidable.
Yeah.
But is it more formidable? Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
It's a good question.
I would say
That's
this.
a great question. I don't know.
I would say Giannis at his max in good health, to me, is a better player than Jaylen Brown.
Unquestioned. I agree with that statement. Yes.
Because again, you can't forget this about Giannis. A lot of people will look at Giannis and they'll, think of his, how he can take over a game, how he can score the basketball. But the fact of the matter is he's also an outstanding defender, and he's long. He's very, very long, and he's a
Big,
great
freaky.
rebounder.
Sure.
Now Brown is a good defensive player also. But Giannis is an elite defender when healthy.
Mhm.
So, he's problematic for any team facing him, including my Knicks. So, I'm not quaking in my boots, but it's a different animal. It's a slightly different animal in Boston. But I think it will depend on
if
other
that
moves and
happens.
other
Again, we
things.
still don't know yet, folks. It's just rumors at this point, but those are the supposed two phones. Jack,
Yeah.
thank you for the splash of NBA in the middle of our
cool.
show.
So cool on that front. Before we go back into football and talk about some of these other free agents available on the scrap heap and where we think they fit best, let me remind people today is the last day for our raffle. You see the scrolling ticker below, or put up the other scrolling ticker if you could, Boy Green. I think we got the membership scrolling ticker rolling right now.
Yes, just because we don't have any, we didn't have any raffles for this month, but I could switch it to leaderboard. The leaderboard.
Yes, switch it over to the leaderboard. So raffle tickets are available for our raffle, which we will do live on the air towards the end of today's show. We've created a little wheel and we'll spin it and it'll land on somebody and we're going to have ourselves a winner. Here are all the prizes for this final day of our raffle for the month of June, which we always draw on the 22nd. This Ollie listed metallic, you hear it? Metallic poster. Very cool, put some dings in this thing, but it ain't going anywhere. This thing is fantastic. All right. Sonny Liston there on the ground. Muhammad Ali having clocked
from our radio studio. That was in there.
You go. Yeah, that was hanging in our studio for years. Ali was Liston, and the date, May 25th, 1965. Iconic boxing photograph. Along with that, inspired by this book. I received this book a number of years ago. It's called My View from the Corner. And it's Angelo Dundee, the guy who trained Muhammad Ali and was his corner man. He wrote the book along with a great boxing writer, maybe the all-time greatest boxing writer in the history of boxing, Burt Randolph Sugar. You see his name right below. And the book has a foreword by Muhammad Ali. The book's called My View from the Corner, and it is kind of Angelo Dundee's account of what it was like to watch Muhammad Ali, to be Muhammad Ali's trainer, to sit in the corner during iconic matches of Muhammad Ali's career. And inside the book, by the way, front cover is an autograph by both Angelo Dundee and Burt Sugar. So the two authors, legendary boxing people, both autographed on the front cover. Obviously, the beautiful, perfect condition. I mean,
you keep your books in good condition,
right.
Lurch.
So you'll get that book. Okay, that's coming your way. All right, that goes along with the poster. Then these prizes in honor of the U.S. Open, now decided over this weekend. This beautiful Cleveland golf hat, pristine white, with the black Cleveland logo here. Very, very cool kind of design. Cleveland in the back. It is an adjustable cap, as you can see. The tag's still on it. Brand spanking new. All right. Along with this brand spanking new Titleist hat. Titleist Pro V FootJoy, the mesh back. Really sharp hat. I love this one. The red with the white that is just popping. All right. You're getting those two hats. So perfect little, dare I say, belated.
Whoa, Lurch. There's a missing item.
No, I know. I'm reaching over. I just got to reach over to get it. I didn't forget about it. The Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital laser engraved 12th MC pint glass. Lovely little pint glass here. Beautiful. Logoed on both sides. All right. So that's coming your way as well. So 5 items. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items going your way. All right. All for a raffle ticket. And how you get it? Membership, if you're not already a member, 2 raffle tickets automatically. Gift a membership, 2 raffle tickets go to you automatically. Gift 5 memberships, 20 raffle tickets. So we double it. It would normally be 10. We'll give you 20. All right. If you gift 5 memberships out there, several times we've seen that happen over the last few months during our raffle. That's an instant way to get it. Also, you could super chat or super sticker. Every $3 equivalent will get you a ticket. And then lastly, you could also join at a higher level of membership. The 12th Manchild is our lowest level of membership, and we appreciate anybody that joins us there. It's $4.99 a month. But if you join at the Die Hard level, it's $9.99 a month, or the Hall of Fame member at $19.99 a month. All right. You'll get 10 for Die Hard. For joining Die Hard, you'll get 20 for joining Hall of Fame. By the way, you'll get those every single month automatically in the raffle if you stay at those membership levels. And if you join Hall of Fame membership, you will automatically be included in our Fantasy Football Digital League. We're starting a new league, all right? And anybody that's in the Hall of Fame level will get into that league. So become a Hall of Fame member and you get that perk as well. As I told you, Boy Green, I'm ordering a WWE belt.
I can't wait for that.
For the championship of that league. And that person who wins the league is going to get that belt. You're going to get to have that belt, baby. So
and a
very,
reminder,
very cool stuff.
So all of those items that Lurch just showed, we're going to give away at the end of today's show. Today's show is the 22nd. We're doing a special. Normally, we just revealed the winner here on the 22nd, but we're giving you a bonus day. We're coming off Father's Day weekend. It was marvelous.
Why not?
So
Right.
again, a bonus. So all raffle tickets are, and also you'll see it at the end of the scrolling ticker. PayPal, Venmo, also an option. Lurch, what's that? At MC Show Digital, is that correct? So PayPal, Venmo,
That's
skip
correct.
YouTube entirely and just go right to the jugular.
Yep, and I'll get alerted on my phone, and I will let you know if anybody jumps in on PayPal or Venmo. So a great way to do it as well. All right, so instantly get in on the raffle. Again, today's the final day, so if nobody gets in, then we already have the wheel set up. If anybody else jumps in, we'll correct and amend that wheel before we spin it towards the end of today's show. It's going to be fun to see who wins the raffle. Right now, one guy's got a giant block of the wheel. It's freaking huge what T-Town Jet has done this month.
Yeah.
But maybe someone could get that to shrink down a little bit if they jump in and get some raffle tickets for themselves. But as they say, one ticket you could win. That's just the beauty of a random draw and a spinning of a wheel is anybody can win it. So you might have half the board covered and you still may not win. We've all done that in roulette, right? We've thrown it out. Oh, I got all these numbers. There's no way I can't win. It's like, oh, 000. Oh, no. I didn't think of that. Or you put all your money on black or red and it lands on 000 or 0, which is green, which is neither, so they put two extra little spots on the roulette wheel just to mess with people who think they have a 50-50 chance, right, of winning something. But just to make the odds stacked a little bit in favor of the house, they add 2 green slots, 0 and 00, just to tilt the odds for either one in favor of the house, which is how the house, by the way, makes money, which is how casinos stay in business, folks. So we all have probably won at the casino, and we've probably all lost at the casino. But in case you haven't noticed, most of us lose more often than win. And
that's the big shiny buildings.
The odds are against it. The odds are against you, man. So there you go.
Hey, real quick, Lurch, just random news coming in. I'm not going to play the Ron Burgundy breaking news, but what we're all waiting for right now is we're waiting for training camp to come. It's next month at the end of the month, but the NFL just released all the dates for every team. So Lurch, mark your calendars accordingly here for your New York Giants. This will be, well, first off, they're going to be in East Rutherford, then they're going to West Virginia. So shout out to Harbaugh. That's a Harbaugh thing.
I saw that. They're doing a West Virginia piece of camp.
Yes,
I saw that.
That'll be at White Sulphur Springs. I've never heard of that before, but he's going out to West Virginia. The rookies report for the Giants on July 23rd. The first practice is the 28th. For the Jets, so their rookies are reporting a little bit earlier. The Jets rookies report on the 25th, first practice 28th. So practice on the same day, but your rookies are showing up a little bit earlier. So there you go. The NFL just announced this seconds ago, folks.
Wow.
So we got dates now. Now you could officially start the
dates.
countdown.
Man, training camp is going to be good. This is going to be a good off season leading into the season. A lot of hopes for the 2 New York teams to get moving in the right direction. Some really exciting young prospects, both picked up in the free agency world, but more specifically in this year's NFL draft, where I think both the Jets and the Giants picked some really good players that we are really excited to see. What are they going to be like as NFL players? They're pretty good on the college level. Are they going to adapt to the NFL? Are they going to be, dare I say, impact players at the NFL level? So this is going to be a fun camp for Jets fans and Giants fans in particular. And the fact of the matter is, look, training camp is like spring training in baseball, man. It's like a rebirth, man. We get to start at 0-0, imagine what could be, imagine, in my case, Jackson Dart becoming the franchise quarterback that we kind of think he's headed on that path. Imagining that Geno Smith for the Jets is going to return them to stabilized form here at the quarterback position, and with all those weapons, make them a much more formidable team offensively. And then, like I said, you got all these exciting rookies that'll be coming into the league. It's going to be fun. Going to be a lot of fun. We'll have to see if we can get some visits in again, Boy Green, too. See if we want to shuffle
those
off
were
to,
fun. Those are fun.
St. John Fisher. That's always fun to head up there. Maybe we can get down and see the Jets and Giants, too. So we'll see if we can get some summer visits in the month of – it's usually August, right? Usually August?
Yeah, 100%. It's late July or August, but when things are really going on, it's August, pads and stuff like that, where you could actually take stuff from practices. Now, Lurch, there's a request from the audience. Badshaw says, if we've saved Manchild's life, does that automatically include us in a raffle? Did he save your life at the tailgate last year? Did something where you choking on a bone and he gave you like a Heimlich or something? Because that has to be the only time that you would have run into Badshaw.
What is Badshaw referring to here? I don't recall. Wow, there's some story that I'm not recalling of someone saving my life.
I don't know what it is, Lurch, but I hope you remember. Apparently saved your life, for goodness sake. Is that worth a raffle?
You'd think I'd remember something like that.
That traumatic, I hope, unless your life is constantly in danger. It happens so often that you don't remember. I have no idea what this is.
Badshaw, please clarify. I apologize if I'm missing the point of this. I'm not sure
what would
what
it be? Choking
on
a popcorn kernel or something at the game? I don't know what you could have done, but
I did not choke on anything. I can assure you
that's
that.
Good. Okay. Well, then what other things would have put your life in danger outside of falling in the wagon of the drinks that were being offered? I don't know, but all right. Well, we'll revisit that when Badshaw provides some more information. Lurch, do you have any other names on the list you wanted to go through, or is there something?
Let me see if there's any other significant ones here. A couple other guys I had on my list. Okay, here's a couple other names I had on my list. Okay. Marshawn Lattimore I have on my list.
Yes, the former corner. Okay.
Because you know me, I'm in the market for corners right now.
Yes,
I'm in the market for my team to get some cornerbacks,
Yes.
And no surprise, Marshawn Lattimore, Giants. Why not? If we don't get Trayvon Diggs, we'll take Marshawn Lattimore.
There you go. Nice.
If we don't get Marshawn Lattimore, maybe we'll take Jimmy Ward. Okay, he's also on my list. It's just a lot of corners.
He's a safety.
Ward's a safety. Right? Yeah. But
you need help all over the
secondary. We're looking for these secondary guys. We're looking for guys that can, cover people. Dare I say?
Right.
So there you go. So so those guys, are landing on my list just because I'm so hypersensitive. Okay. One guy we didn't mention, and I know he's on your list too. Let's do him before we pack this in. Pack this topic in, and that is Bobby Wagner.
Oh, right. Yes.
Okay, legendary player, linebacker. Definitely. Was with the Commanders last year.
Most recently, that's correct. Yep, last year. Yep.
But obviously had a great career with the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
I got a good fit for Bobby Wagner. You want me to go first?
I do too.
On this one?
Yeah,
I think Bobby Wagner would be an excellent fit for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he'd be really good for the Jags. They need a guy to kind of captain that defense, be in the middle. True. I think he's a really, really good fit. Also think, if I can recall correctly, when I was doing some research on this, that Wagner has some ties to Jacksonville and their coaching staff. So there might be some connections there for Bobby Wagner. I'll look that up while you're telling me where you think Bobby Wagner belongs. But I think there's some connective tissue there for Bobby Wagner, which also led me to, hey, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that connection is, so hopefully you find it. I would just say Bobby Wagner to the New York Jets. I only did this once on the list, and it's him. Now, here's the tough part about Wagner. So we need a linebacker. That's true. Wagner is a linebacker. That seems like a fit. But, how does he resonate with another really vocal leader on the team in Demario Davis? Do they fit on the field at the same time together? Is he willing to accept a lesser role at this stage of his career, or does he just want to be a full-time player, and if that's not available, he retires? That I don't know. It gets a little messy because Jamin Sherwood, they're paying a lot of money too. Does he just go to the bench? Is he working with Wagner? What happens there? So it's a little messy, but it makes sense because that's a need. So I Bobby Wagner to the Jets. And the only other name I have on the list, I know you're about to give us a Wagner nugget, Jadeveon Clowney I had on here, who's a former number 1 overall pick. We've had so much touchy-feely during the show. Well, Jadeveon Clowney back to the Texans, who took him with the number 1 overall pick. He's been a mercenary. Cool. That defense is awesome. He wouldn't have to be the guy. They've got Will Anderson. They have Daniil Hunter. They have sick pass rushers, but that defense is epic, and they could try to win a championship, which, of course, they've never done. They've only been around for 24 years or so. But it would be cool for Clowney to go back where it all started and potentially, win a championship and do something special. So shout out to Clowney. More homecoming feels, but yes. Did you find your stuff on Wagner?
No, I'm not finding a connection. I thought there was.
I didn't hear about anything with Jacksonville, but maybe there's something deeper on the staff or something.
I found a nice article here written by a guy down in Jacksonville. Who agrees, says, he'd be great as a centerpiece of this defense.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Just a lot of connective, like, hey, we think, this is a high need for the Jaguars, and have a veteran guy there in the middle makes a lot of sense. I'm also seeing some arguments out there for the Bengals for Bobby Wagner. That would make some sense.
That defense needs help desperately.
But yeah, hey man, even one of your people here at on Heavy. Look at this. I just found a Heavy article, Boy Green.
Okay.
All right. Let's see who wrote it.
That'd be funny if I wrote it, but
written by a guy named Dave Holcomb.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
And he said it would be tremendous for linebacker Bobby Wagner to return to the Seattle Seahawks one more time. But from a football standpoint, there are probably better fits. And on Monday, ESPN's Matt Bowen argued for the best landing spot would actually be the AFC South and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So
they're a young team. I can understand the leadership and everything else. So sure. Yeah. All right.
They got the DC Anthony Campanelli, right? Which is
Campanelli. Okay.
Connected to the Campanelli who was up here, right? I think it's his brother.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Campanelli that's a household name in assistant coaching world. So we had a Campanelli brother up here at Syracuse. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not finding that connective tissue I thought was there. Right. I could be wrong about that. I might have been thinking of someone else. So apologies there.
I think it's a good fit. I think it's a good fit. All right, Lurch, you want
to the Jags.
I don't know if you want to wait till later, but do you want to spin that wheel right now? I don't know if we've gotten any more activity or something. If you've gotten
let
any
me double
Venmo
check. All right, we will. Let's spin the wheel now. I would love to do that. All right. Let me just make sure there's been no other activity. I'm checking my phone, make sure I didn't get any alerts. Sometimes you can miss them during the show. So no other alerts. Okay. Nobody else in the chat right now. Okay.
I don't see anything.
Okay. No. All right. I guess it is time to spin the wheel, Boy Green. We promised it. We shall deliver the raffle official to happen live. We happen to be on the air. We're not always on the air on a 22, but today we are. And so your thought was, let's do this. So, all right, let's pull up the wheel, man. Let's show how big a section somebody has on this wheel. So look at all that blue.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All that blue. And it is blue, by the way. I'm colorblind. I want to make sure I don't get that wrong.
T-Town Jet there.
That's T-Town Jet. T-Town has been all in.
That
on
is.
this
It's
month's
blue.
raffle.
Yes. Yep.
All right. And then you see slivers of others. To see Jamie, the FedEx guy, Jose Engineer, two of our Hall of Fame members, right? They're getting automatic raffle tickets every single month, all right, just for staying at that level. Yeah. I see number one Austrian who's jumped in a bunch of times throughout this month. I see some smaller ones there as well. But, like they say, you got to be in it.
Big Al,
to win it, my friend.
Mac is in there.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to spin the wheel, BG?
Yeah, I am. And I just want to tell everybody, so this is live. This is clearly you see this wheel is just randomly waiting to be spun. But that's a cool thing. I do this every single month on my channel at the end of every month or beginning of every month, however you want to say it. And people in the smaller slivers have won before. Just because you donate the most or attempt to buy the most does not mean. But obviously you have the best chances of this random wheel spinning. So Lurch, give me a countdown or something. I will spin it as soon as you say.
By the way, early prediction, I'm taking T-Town on this one. All right,
okay, I'm going to take, let me see here. I'm going to take Jamie, the FedEx guy.
All right. You got Jamie. I got T-Town. Okay. All right. Let's see if it comes up either one of those things. All right.
Count down to me.
Spin the wheel. See the little pointer there on the right-hand side? So that's where you're looking for it to land on your section. Okay. Boy Green, spin the wheel, baby. Let's do
Here we go. It's spinning.
That moving, baby.
Oh
my God.
Oh, there you go. That was close.
T-Town pulls it out, but that was eerily close.
Yes.
Who is that one sliver at the end? Oh, my God.
I will check it.
Jeez. All right. Video it is. All right. I'll come up with a cool video here. All right. I got something good here. All right. We'll go with this one.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for? Take this!
All right, that's what T-Town did. He just won, baby.
Where that's exactly what he did. So,
Woo.
Lurch, tell me if this is the appropriate place, but should T-Town reach out to this email right here for the information? Unless you already have it from previous
Yeah,
sends.
I have
I'm-
T-Town's information, so I don't think he's going to need
Okay,
to
all
reach
right.
out to me at all.
So not necessary.
So
okay.
T-Town,
Well, T-Town,
congrats,
yeah.
my friend. Congrats. And another shipment coming your way. Second time raffle winner, T-Town Jet. Getting some cool stuff. The Muhammad Ali poster, the Angelo Dundee book, the 2 golf hats, and the laser engraved Manchild show, 12th Manchild, a laser engraved pint glass. Awesome.
By the way, the sliver was Mac, who's in our chat right now. He was
Mac
this close to
just
winning.
missed.
See,
Ooh.
I told you, you don't know. That's why you enter every single
That's why
month
you
to have
get
a
in.
shot.
Holy crow,
If
Mac.
you don't have a raffle ticket, you have 0 shot. If you have one, you have this much of a shot. You have a chance, a possibility. So, congrats.
Mac
to
just had a
T-Town
couple
Jet.
more. It might have expanded his
Oh,
pie
maybe.
a little bit.
Sure.
Bang! Landed on Mac.
Could have
been close.
Could have. Possible. Yeah. So,
All right, so we'll have next show on Wednesday. I'll put together a prize pack, Boy Green, and on Wednesday's live show, I'll announce the items that will be up for grabs for the July raffle, which will end on July the 22nd. Every raffle goes through the 22. So there you go.
The start of training camp. Excellent. Great.
I promised every show, Boy Green, when permitted, that we could squeeze in some video calls.
Sure.
So if you want to go into the comments and put the video call
click
in. Again, we are doing members only. So you must be a member of the 12th Manchild, the Die Hard level, or a Hall of Fame level in order to do video calls with us right now. So members only video calls. We will open up a section of the show. Pretty much we do it almost every day, just about every show. All right, where you can get in and chat with us about whatever's on your mind. So you want to talk about these free agent lists, want to throw somebody else, want to offer your opinion about it, or if you want to throw something else on the table, we're open to any and all discussion before we close out the show today. So phone lines open. All right. And you can get in, but you must be a member. Hey, and if you're not a member and you want to get on the phone line, just join. That's all you got to do. Just join. Just click on the join button and join our membership. There you go. So it's the members only call-in link. Boy Green has posted it right there, but it's right in the comments. So you just click on the little comments, pinned to the comments.
Pinned comment.
All right. And then you can jump right in there and you can join us on a video call. So we'll have that open until we close out the show today. Boy Green, very disappointing. First of all, happy Father's Day to you. I know a day late,
same to you.
short, but
right?
I did have a little fun with you in a video yesterday. We had a fun little video, so that was kind of cool. And you watched the video, right? Did you watch the video?
I did. Right. So I received a text from Jamie, the FedEx guy, said, "Hey, man, we just finished the draft overview." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, it's on the check the YouTube channel." I checked the YouTube channel. There's nothing. I go to video shorts. I see nothing. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, check it again. I checked again. There's nothing. I'm like, what is this idiot talking about? There is no fantasy order reveal. And I refreshed a few more times. All of a sudden I see a short pop up, like the draft reveal. And I'm like, all right, let's see where the hell I'm picking, I guess. And I clicked the video and there's this whole like, hey, I'm here and nothing. It's a big joke. I went, oh, yeah, like it was like a, not like a belly laugh. It wasn't quite like a chortle. It was more like a, but it got me. It got me for sure. So salute to Jamie. Salute to
Jamie, as usual, was hounding me about the draft, the order reveal. And I said, I know we got to get it done. We're going to do it soon. I want to get it over with, get it off my plate anyway. So the sooner the better. Maybe within the next week, I'll approach Boy Green, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, hey, wait a minute. He's like, he just said something like, we should do it without Boy Green. And then I was like, oh, I have an idea. I was like, what if I create a video right now? Like we're about to do it or we're doing it. Post it on the YouTube page. All right. We'll make it members only. So the whole world won't jump into it because it's all an April Fool's joke, essentially. All right.
Yeah.
And then I'll act like we're about to draw the names. And then I'll just, I'll let the cat out of the bag and we'll design it for Boy Green to take a look at it and spot it and then go, what the hell's Lurch doing? And then watch it and then find out the joke is on Boy Green. So I said, all right, give me a minute. So I created a quick video and then I posted it very quickly on our YouTube. I made it members only so that it wouldn't go out to the masses. And, and then he I said, all right, you can text him now. Tell him we did it already. So he texts you like, so this is a kind of a conspiracy going on with me and Jamie just to mess with you. And then I put a little Father's Day message message in there for you at the end. So I thought that'd be a fun little way to kind of tease you about it. But no, I would never do the draft order review without you, Boy Green. So
if you did, to be honest, I would have just been cool. All right, you guys did it. That saved me all the work of having to set up a whole show.
So much freaking work.
Picking up names, numbers, and everything. So if you did it, totally would have been copacetic. But yes, it looks like for folks that are curious about that, it'll be coming up this Saturday at 1:00. And I have confirmed with at least 5 or 6 people that will be joining us on the show, Lurch, including, I'll give a shout out to this guy here on the show. There, of course, the uniqueness of our leagues is we have 4 leagues, 12 people in each. There's a top 3 and a bottom 3. The bottom 3 people drop from one league to the next. They're stacked on top of each other. The top 3 from the lower league come up every year. So we get fresh meat all the time. And there is an individual, I'll read his DM that he just sent me, which, by the way, he's going to be on the show on Saturday. He says, oh yes, there's also people are helping pay for the draft board. So he said he's sending the money in. That's wonderful news as the guy that is responsible for putting all that together. So I appreciate that. But he says, let me know. Oh yes, let me know if we're doing a video call or whatever. I'm absolutely pumped to come down. Remember, I've played in every championship game since I joined 3 years ago, and I've won 2 of those 3. So he's setting a warning shot that so he's been in the Quad City Triple C Chums. Every year he's been in the championship game, Lord. So Austin's coming. So we'll have several of it's a new Austin. Several of those members are coming.
All right, Boy Green, we've got a new member, as they say. The tote board is heavy. So let me hold on. Let me just get the volume up on this here.
Yeah, sure. Then put it up on the screen, and then I'll hit it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can pop the comment up there. Badshaw is in the mix after saving my life for something I have no idea. He's now a member. Now he's saving my life in a different way.
That's too bad because he could have just been in the raffle. That's an unfortunate reality. We should have something for him.
You just got 2 raffle tickets for next month's raffle, so you're going to find out what the prizes are on Wednesday's show. But you already have 2.
So that means he's in first place right now.
Right here. Theoretically, right away, right? He's in first place. That's a good way to put it. Not even theoretically. Realistically, he's in first place in next month's raffle with 2 tickets already as he's punching.
It's updated.
Okay, there you go. Boy Green's already got. There you go. Bradshaw 2. All right, but you have to. We'll have to update the prizes, right? So did you take the prizes out?
Yeah, no, we'll have to. Well, we don't know the prizes yet, I guess.
We don't
so
know,
that's true.
I usually list the prizes on the scrolling ticker. All right, let me give him a video for that. Always good to get a video for a new member. So new member video coming your way. Badshaw, how about this one?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Oof.
It's so vicious every time. I just think about what that would feel like. So 2 things here. We've
hurts.
removed the previous prizes because Lurch is about to give those away to T-Town Jet, of course. So that's removed. But Badshaw, you're now a member. So the call-in link is now available to you as a members-only link.
Badshaw could get in right now on the call-in lines.
But first, let's go to our Hall of Fame member and part of this conspiracy theory crew that tried to throw me off with video. Oh, the draft order.
Live from the truck. He's live from the truck.
What's up, Jamie? Good morning, or good afternoon, rather.
Hey, Boy Green, Manchild Boy Green, I demand a respin. That spin was weak. It barely went around.
Well, here's the thing. It
Boy Green doesn't spin
right.
the spinner. He just hits a button, and the thing just spins.
Yeah, and it spun around several times, by the way. But yeah, it's not Drew Carey. Hey, Bob Barker, give it a little bit more elbow, Paul. Okay, thanks, Mom. I love being on the show. Press right. So I get it's just a click. If I click harder, it does not spin faster that I'm aware of. It simply just clicks and spins. But I will bring that up to the board, Jamie, that you were not satisfied with the spin velocity or speed, and we'll see what we can do about it.
It's kind of like you ever see The Price is Right? They have the big wheel, and then sometimes some layman. Okay. Oh, all right. You just said that.
Yeah.
Zoning out.
Oh, wait a second, Lurch. Another new member has joined. Jay Cons 3.
Jay Cons.
Let me hit him with this.
Man. Oh.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'll give Jay Cons a video as well. Jamie, hold on. We got to go to Mama.
Yes, sir, you, sir. Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Got no toothbrush.
Good point.
No toothbrush.
Shout out to Jay.
All right, Jay Cons, welcome aboard, my friend. All right. Ding, ding. All right. So without knowing the prizes to next month's raffle, we have 2 new members already in next month's raffle. By the way, Jamie, before you continue your thoughts here, which prize in the prize pack of this past month, the 2 hats, the laser engraved glass, the autographed book on the metal poster, which one was most desirable to you out of that prize
The 2
pack?
hats.
You want the hat, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a hold of that dude and tell him give me one of the hats. He doesn't need all those prizes.
Nice.
Give me that Titleist hat.
And yeah, you look like you could use a hat right now. You're not wearing your normal
Yeah, that's
FedEx
true.
hat, so look at that. You could be wearing one of these on the route. Whoa.
No, because I'm out here in the rain. I said in the comments, give me a
Good
light
thinking.
snowfall. Give me a light snowfall. Way better than delivering in this rain.
Oh yeah.
Bring the
Rainy
snow.
day here in central New York. Awful day.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I did comments on all the free agents in the comment sections if you wanted to see that. And
Sure,
then
yeah.
Jalen Brown's gonna be a Spur after he's a Buck.
Whoa, that would be crazy.
Whoa. Bucks right to the Spurs.
Yep.
Huh. What are they giving up for Jalen Brown? To the Spurs? Just hey,
no, they're
yeah,
saying
Spurs have him.
They're saying Darren Fox and a whole bunch of draft picks to the Bucks.
Who wants Darren Fox coming off of that debacle? Good grief.
Because they can trade him and get more picks. They're going to get like 20 picks out of this deal.
Yeah, they're not doing that. De'Aaron Fox, no. Nobody wants that dude right now. That guy's like a cautionary tale coming out of that finals, man. Made that terrible mistake, didn't make big shots down the stretch. Like, oh, yeah, I'll give up Jalen Brown for De'Aaron Fox and a couple of picks. Milwaukee would be out of their minds to do that. Don't do that.
And then I'm so bummed because I'm such a crazy fan, and I'm bummed out because I ain't gonna be able to be a part of the order reveal this Saturday. I'm bummed out, but freeze that number 4 and freeze that number 12 envelope.
Okay, there you go. You want
12.
412.
Well, I know you're on the route. You're on the route on Saturday, right? We're doing it in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
1 p.m. Yep.
You could do a couple of things here. Number one, you could pop in and pop out as you're doing right now. We could get you in. So if you pop in, we'll get you right in.
Correct.
Maybe it's going to be a live broadcast, James, so you can watch it just like you're watching today's show. And then when we pull your name, we'll throw the phone line out there. You just jump right in on the phone line, hook up, bingo, you pop right in. Get your piece in and get the heck back out, get back on the route. Or you could plan your lunch around 1 o'clock, hang out, chew down a sandwich while you're joining us. So there you go. That's a way to do it.
I think I'll go with idea number 1 because I'm too damn slow on my route. I'm too damn slow. I need to get some speed in my old age.
Right,
there you go. Well, Jamie, again, it's going to be on Saturday, so we'll have the draft order reveal coming up, all right?
And Boy Green, you're going to love our team names this year. Me and Manchild are concocting some cool names.
Okay. I have not decided mine yet because I
haven't decided anything either, but I've been tossing some out to Jamie, who loves the whole name game.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know what I'm going to do, but I have some ideas of what I could play off of here.
Yeah, I don't know yet myself, but because again, we're setting up stuff for Saturday and I'm reaching out to members and stuff. So I was looking at my own name, Justin Fields. Yeah, I can safely trade that name hopefully away very soon. Dr. Fields, not so good. I will be changing that here very shortly. So I appreciate it. But
anything else, James?
Not that I can think of right now. It's always great to see the Manchild and Boy Green. You guys are phenomenal. Keep up your great work that you do.
Thank you,
and you guys are the best.
All right, there we go.
Day. Go Giants, go Jets, go Bears.
There you go.
Hall of Famer's gone. Way to cut him off mid-sentence. I love that. I love that.
Whoops, sorry. But let's go to the next guy here. His handle may be J-Cons, but I know who this guy is. This is
who is it?
James, baby. What's up, James?
BG, long time no speak. Yeah. Listen, I can't hear you. So just quickly, excuse my language, right? What is going on with Geno Smith right now? What is this?
What
is this? This morning I pontificated out of my asshole talking about how he's matured and all that. What is going on? I don't know if it's the female. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's a combination of both. But what the fuck is actually going on right now? We need to get to the bottom of this. This shit is not funny because I thought, he really wants this. This is nonsense. We can't deal with this bullshit. This is craziness. So I'm going to hang up because I can't hear you. But tell me what you know.
Yes. Thank you, James.
He's referring to this
report. I know what he's talking about.
All right. Yeah, this report. But I think there's a lot of sketchiness to this report at this particular point. But go ahead, BG. Go ahead and address it.
Yeah. So thank you. First off, James, a.k.a. J-Cons, thanks for becoming a member. And sometimes there's a phone line disturbance where you can't hear us, but we clearly heard you, and you did just
we heard everything you said. Yep.
We definitely got you, J-Cons. Thank you. there is a situation that came up last night, where a woman, seemingly accused Geno Smith of a variety of matters. Now, we've only heard so far from this woman's perspective. We've not heard from Geno. There's been no charges filed. She did, in this video edited piece, appeared to show what appears to be Geno Smith talking with police officers after threatening to call the police, and a whole situation. So here's how I handled it this morning. And Lurch is even a bigger journalist and everything than me, with everything that he's done in his career. So he can comment in this way. This is what I said at the beginning of the show. This is what I'll say again. I am a person that will recklessly speculate about sports all the time. Oh, this free agent should go here, up, down, everywhere. I'll do that all day. I don't do that outside of the world of football. And last night I heard about this story. I spoke with editors on our staff. I tried to reach out to people in the know, because I have a lot of unanswered questions about this that I would want answered before I even wrote about it, let alone talked about it on the show. I received none of those answers. To me, I am a guy that wants to let the facts speak for themselves. At this moment, we're missing a lot of facts, J-Cons. I know that you're like, whoa, what the hell is going on with the situation? I understand. The Jets have been under the radar all offseason, and you don't love hearing this. But, is this video fresh, or is this video from years ago? I don't know the answer.
Right, yeah.
What is Geno Smith's side of the story? There's been no police, from everything I've seen so far. There's been no filing of reports. Is this just hearsay? Is this just an angry person throwing stuff at Geno? I don't know. And again, I'm not picking sides. I have no idea. I want all the facts to be out there. If Geno is guilty for anything, then he should be held to the highest extent of the law, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know that at this point in time. So I'm going to choose not to overreact to this. I'm going to let the legal process take its course. I'm sure if the beat reporters reached out to the Jets, and I've not seen anything yet, I've been workout show, so I haven't seen anything the beat reporters could have said, but they normally reach out to the team, and the team will say, we have no comment at this time as we're working on the story. That's normally the modus operandi that happens there. So I'm not freaking out over this. I hope it's nothing serious for all parties that are involved. But to me, I have not heard enough information to really speak on it, have a take. Everyone wants to have a take in 2026. Paul, what's your immediate take on this random video that we saw? I've got no take to share. If I did, it would be reckless and nonsensical. So, James, I wish I had more information for you. It's just so fresh. We just don't have that. So I want to hear more.
Yeah, also, I mean, I do think when situations like this do arise, there is this other thought of, when you have a guy who has been of high character over many years playing a sport, I mean, we're dealing with athletes in our world. I think that if a guy has been a stand-up person, if a guy has not gotten into trouble, if a guy has been of high character, that's the last person that you should immediately jump to conclusions with. Now, if someone has a terrible history, then I'm typically a little more open, dare I say, to discussing some issues, because, history tends to repeat itself. There isn't, that I'm aware of, BG, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know everything about Geno Smith, but I feel like I have a very, very good working knowledge of Geno Smith, that Geno's really been a high character guy over the years. So I just kind of think, he's a guy that probably, until the facts are out, you should certainly give the benefit of the doubt to,
Well, here's
and then
the
let's
thing.
see how the story unfolds. But you're right to say what you said about me, which is I am a journalist at heart, and I want to get to the facts, and I don't want to speculate on somebody puts out a video. Like you said, date of the video, circumstances surrounding the video, we haven't at all heard from all sides. And a lot of these guys do get chased for money, get chased for ruining your career, therefore pay me off. So there can be issues like that in the sports world that I think you have to be aware.
So by the way, here's an update. Okay. So Andy Slater, he breaks a lot of stories. His whole thing is the Slater Scoop. He's a radio show host and breaks news, all kinds of things.
I've heard of him.
He said Geno Smith was being investigated for alleged battery on Sunday, but I'm told the case is no longer open. Cops went to Smith's house after being called, which you see in the video, checked everything out, left with no one being taken into custody. So it sounds like open, closed case closed. boop, boop. It opened because of the alert and it closed. That's the latest information that just came out minutes ago. So we'll see what else happens. To me, it's
And
at
maybe
this
you
point,
have-
it's much ado about nothing. But I
Right.
don't want to downplay anyone's experiences in this situation. I just have the latest information possible, and it says that it's much ado about nothing at this moment in time.
Yeah, and I would say, just vamping on that particular piece of information, if we're going to buy that as being somewhat or completely truthful, is oftentimes in a situation like that, if one of the two parties is unhappy with the police's response, unhappy with the police's action or lack thereof, then what do? They jump to the court of public opinion and put something out like a video or something, especially when the person you're
Right.
dealing with is famous, because that gets attention to you.
And
that
everyone's
tries to
automatically
justify
going
your
against
side of the
Gino
case.
right now based on that
Correct.
footage to your
Because
point.
he's famous and she's not. I don't know what happened. You're absolutely to say it, and I don't know what happened. So I'm not saying, hey, I'm on Gino's side here. All I'm
Right,
saying is, in the end, with what's out at this particular point, why should we be jumping to crazy conclusions
Right.
about this or starting to cast aspersions at Geno Smith, who for the most part has been a stand-up guy?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that in this situation. It doesn't sound like you do either.
Right. No, I don't. So again, that's the latest. As new information is presented, again, I am not afraid to talk about stories that involve. Look at the Jets. I have his jersey freaking hanging behind me, for God's sakes. I'm not afraid to talk about Jets things that are Jets things. At this point, I don't want to talk about something that I don't have all the facts on. That is the latest fact that just came out from an insider. So more reporting and things are to be done. I don't have all the facts no matter. I highly recommend everyone in the audience. I know when your starting quarterback is involved in a situation, you want the latest information possible. Like, hey, what's going on? Is this serious? Is this not serious? Let's let the legal judicial system take its course here, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Hey, Joey Matisic, haven't seen him in the comments for a while. It's the
Yes.
Jets, never fails. LOL.
Yes,
All right,
I
so
wish
we're
I had his
getting some
car
comedy
still
off of this. Bad
He
show
is.
in on the comedy today. Gino was guilty when he played for the Giants, but he's innocent until he leaves the Jets. I love it.
That's true. Hey,
That's the
I'll
way
give
to
a
do
shout out
that.
to Joey real quick. I normally don't take this camera off, but okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Right
Joey's a
up
good dude.
there. You
Yeah.
see that? Joey painted that picture, a Poison cover
Oh, there
that
it
he
is.
pointed at. It's right there in my house,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
stays there all the time. So shout out
Yeah,
to
Joey's an
Joey.
artist. He's an excellent artist.
He is. Yes. So
he
big shout out
was
to Joey.
at the when we launched our channel last July. Joey was one of the first people interacting with us in the comments and stuff. He won something. Oh, he won the Bobby Mercer autographed baseball. Remember,
that's
I sent it
correct.
to him. He won that Bobby Mercer. He's obviously likes the Yankees.
Yes, he does.
And we
He has
did
a friend that
giveaway
likes
for-
the Yankees, I believe,
Yeah,
was the story.
that's right. He ended up giving it to someone, I think, or he was
Yeah.
talking about giving it to somebody. I don't know if he kept it or not. Maybe he had second thoughts once he.
Well,
received
that's up
that
to him in the universe.
beautiful,
but hey,
pristine,
great
Mercer
artist,
ball in
and
a
I
case.
love this beautiful piece that
Yeah.
he made for me. So thank you, Joey.
Joey's a good dude. So Joey, welcome back. Good to be
Yes.
with you. Thanks for being there at the very beginning. That's always the people that are with you at the very beginning when you launch
course.
something are always people that you remember. So there are a
Mhm.
lot of you in the room right now, and many of you who might not be here at the moment, but will watch this video later, who are there from the beginning. And that's really, really cool. For those of you who are members and have been members since the first month that we offered membership, we have a handful of those
Yes.
people. Like we're gonna remember that over the years. Like as they say in life, what comes around goes around. When you do good deeds come back to you. So that's always cool to have a history with people. I know probably with your Jets channel, I know you're over 5 years old now, and you're in your Boy Green Daily Jet Show.
Right.
But you got to be able to remember, right? Those people that were there at the get-go, some of those first few outside of your family, some of those first few people that started watching your videos and clicking in your comments and saying, hey, I like what you're saying here, or hey, what about this? Right?
I will tell you. So this show started from my couch in that other room 5 years ago. It'll be 6 years ago in September. I decided to do pre and post game shows for the 2020 Jets. They were 2-14 that year. So what of a hell of a year to pick.
my
So blame me,
God.
I guess.
Yikes.
And so I did it for every game. But when I started doing it, we didn't have StreamYard yet. So I was just doing it off of YouTube. And there was 3 people watching the show.
Mhm.
My mother.
Not surprised. That's typical.
Yeah, my mother, my father, and a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Love it.
And let me just let you know, the Jets did not play the Seahawks that season. So this Seahawks fan stumbled into the show,
Mhm.
and his name on YouTube was Hear Me Out. Hear Me Out with a cat was as his avatar.
Okay.
And I'm like, who is this person? Like
Fascinating.
they said, what is this random guy with no subscribers doing this show? But for whatever reason, he commented, he engaged with me. He was the only person doing it outside of my parents. And just every once in a while, he sort of pops back in after a couple of months. And he sends in a bunch of super chats, and like I will never forget that handle and that name. And he supported the show, so he was there from the very beginning. He said he stumbled into the channel by accident,
That's so
and
cool.
it's funny because we got to chime in with each other when the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl with, of course, Sam Darnold, the former Jets quarterback, at the time, who was still the quarterback of the team when he first saw me on the channel. So what a bizarro world all going together. So yeah, you never forget this. Again, I don't want to denigrate the new people that are coming in. They're great. I want the channel to continue to blow up, but those people that were there at the beginning, you're just going to remember forever. And I certainly do.
Right. Yeah, and we're still early in our evolution, so be in on the beginning, man. We're still in my mind very much at the beginning. By the way, Joey chiming in that he did indeed.
See, I believed he always did. I believed he always did.
Huh? My comments won't pop up. Why is that, BG?
Oh, let me see if I can do.
Can you get that to pop up? I don't know.
I can.
There you go.
I give it to my friend.
Mine is not working. He did give it to a friend, so he gave that Mercer ball away to a friend. He had mentioned that he might do that. He had a friend that was a big Yankee fan, so that's pretty cool.
And great quote here from Badshot: "What we do in life echoes in eternity." Great Gladiator line.
I remember when Maximus said that. What we do in life echoes in eternity. I think that's like right before he goes into battle. I think he says that to the troops as they're getting ready.
That's a great line.
We're going to take down these Huns. Let's go get
them. And you got a great, eternity. You have a great accent there, Lurch. You great impression.
Yeah, and then echoed. It's it's kind of a seminal scene in that movie. I love that movie.
Oh, for sure. I've not seen that movie in forever. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, that's worth another watch. Going back, there's a lot of
some movies are, some movies aren't clearly, but there's some.
Joaquin Phoenix is a very sick individival in that movie.
Joaquin Phoenix is a sick individual.
Sick Commodus.
He's crazy.
Yeah. They picked the right guy to play Commodus. He's off in life and off in that movie,
which helps the movie, I guess, be more
realistic.
Definitely
does. So. Oh man, fun stuff there. Oh my God. All right, so we got a winner to our raffle. Again, congratulations to T-Town. Very much appreciate that, buddy. Thanks for coming up big in the raffle and helping contribute to the channel. Every piece of support, folks, that you give to the channel, whether it's just simply becoming a member, as we just saw two people do right there. It supports the channel. Super chats, super stickers help support the channel. Again, we also have the Venmo and PayPal available to you at MC Show Digital. So if you want to send us the money directly, if that's easier for you, also through Venmo and PayPal, that money comes directly to us without a cut being taken by our friends at YouTube.
That's true.
We love our friends at YouTube. We wouldn't be who we are without having that platform.
Clearly not,
but they do take a piece of the action, dare I say, and it doesn't come all to the channel. Most of it does, but some of it doesn't. So Venmo and PayPal, if that's more convenient to, is always a great way to do that. You could circumnavigate the YouTube gods if you want to send us money that way to help support the channel. But any support is welcome, whether it's $1, whether it's $100, whether it's $500, it doesn't matter. Everything helps, and you should always work within the parameters of what you can afford in order to keep things like our channel on the air. I mean, we're on the air because, we don't, we love this stuff for sure. But there's also a job quotient to it in staying up on all the things we stay up on and so forth. So,
wow.
So that's
Batcho says he watched that movie every year on his birthday. Wow. The one movie I watch every year, everyone knows it's Draft Day.
And
I watch it on Draft Day.
Draft Day, which is around your birthday, by the way. Your birthday is always around Draft Day.
My streak was broken this year, Lurch, going to Pittsburgh.
You didn't? Yeah, you got interrupted.
And I'm like, crap. And I was like, I don't know where to squeeze it in. And I said, I don't want to watch it on. I could have watched it the night before, or the day before, but I'm like, that's not the same. I wanted to watch it on Draft Day, but yes. So the streak was broken. Hopefully, that's not bad news for any of these Jets rookies, but it was broken. So, but yes, every Draft Day. But that's cool. That's cool. Okay, you love Gladiator that much? Amazing. Shout out to Betcha.
That's a good movie. I've seen it a lot.
Not that many times.
I don't have a particular holiday that I've watched it on.
Well, I was going to say Tommy Boy's a movie I've seen the most, but the movies that have the best chance are like at Christmas, I watch the same 2 or 3 movies. So you watch that every year and I'm 33 years old. That's gotten a lot of runs. So those movies are higher because of that structure. So Draft Day and Christmas movies are probably up there that are in my rotation.
We should do a list since we're still in the summertime. This would be a fun one for a future live show.
All right.
I mean, there's no way for us to know 100%, but movies that you believe and movies that I believe I've seen the most in my lifetime.
Oh my gosh.
Like, wouldn't that be a fun list to put together?
Sure. Yeah. I'd have to think about it. Yeah.
I would too, but I definitely could come up with a list. Movies.
Oh, for sure.
That you've watched the most amount, the most times over and over.
Times, yeah.
Yeah, most number of times. All right. Movie you've watched the most number of times.
Okay,
All
I
right.
just put that in my notes. Okay, that's a good one.
Because I'll tell you what, there are great movies that I have only watched a handful of times, but it's because of perhaps the subject matter. Because watching that kind of movie or that particular movie over and over and over again, right? It just, I don't know, would make me too sad, or it would make me too this, or, or it's just the kind of movie where it doesn't have twists and turns or anything that would keep me interested seeing it again and again and again and again. So I tend to feel like the movies that I've seen over and over again, the ones that'll make my list, are like movies that somehow, some way are relatable to my life.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Oh,
I think the things that I connect with most tend to be the movies that I like the most. Although some of them, I would say, as I'm thinking about my list kind of internally, and I don't want to give away any of the movies.
I just wrote 7 movies down.
You already
that
wrote 7 down. That's crazy.
I'm like, okay.
One movie immediately popped into my head, and there are others that would if I,
this will be a good list. Okay.
It'll be a fun list, right? Of like, top 10 movies you've watched the most amount of times, all right? And then it'll be fascinating for every individual out there, right? Mac already jumped in the comments. Con Air. Now that's a movie that I can't. Oh, there we go. Now I can click. Was that you clicking?
No, that was me. Yours is apparently not
working. I can't
working.
click. I'm like, oh,
it's weird.
Logged out or something, man.
But anywho, I'll help you out.
Whenever you need screwing me up here today. So anyway, what I was going to say is, Con Air, because of its action, the whole, what's his name? Cameron Poe, right?
Yes.
Is the character's name.
Con Air, that's a good one.
That's a movie that I could watch a gazillion times. It wouldn't make my list, but I have seen it a bunch of times. I don't think it would make my top 10, but that's a movie I could see being in someone's top 10 because it's just pure raw action, and it's got like a little funny stuff in it too. And I don't know, like it is a kind of movie you could watch over and over again. I think some movies would be harder, I don't know, like give an example, just so that I can like be relevant to what I'm saying. Like, okay, the movie Schindler's List is a tremendous movie. Okay.
Yeah.
But I couldn't watch it, over and over and over and over again because of the serious nature of the, like it's, it's a real movie, man. It's raw. It's, it's about some pretty bad stuff, so like I've seen it a few times. I might, but I couldn't just watch it over and over again because it brings up stuff that I'm like, oh, wow. Ooh, this is hard to watch again, So I think some movies, like silly, action movies.
That's another one.
Good comedies. Yeah. Look at Boy Green. He's like making a list while we're doing this. So yeah, that'd be a fun thing to throw into one of our shows.
And there is variety in this. There's action, there's comedy, there's seriousness. So I've got I got to really these are ones that are just boo boo boo. It's like popcorn kernels popping in my brain. But I wonder if I really just sit down and really like grind and think about it.
Like I tell you, like again, surface level. Like I like movies about like the White House and Secret Service a lot.
Oh yeah, because you like what's the Netflix show that you watch? House of Cards, is that it that you watch?
No, I don't watch House of Cards. What do you?
Is that Kevin Spacey? What's the one that with him as like a president or something? Isn't there something you said you watched?
Spacey was in House of Cards. Well, I watched West Wing. I was a West Wing.
Oh, West Wing. That was the one I was thinking of.
West Wing. But West Wing, I was into, and that's not a movie. Obviously, that's a series.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And like 9 seasons or whatever it is. West Wing is, I don't know, 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9.
I have not touched that at all. I have not touched it yet.
West Wing is extremely well written. It's Adam Sorkin is just a great writer. So it's clever and it's, and then they develop the characters really, really well. But we're talking about movies here. We're not talking about series.
Right,
you can't put a series on. Like you couldn't put Sopranos on there if you're a Sopranos.
I don't have that. Although that would be rewatching entire
movies.
series.
We're only talking movies here.
We're talking movies, but that's another future list that you have rewatched like a full series again, like Game of Thrones. Like I have a whole list for that in my head that just popped up of like a series, even though you've seen it all, all the nooks and crannies. I've seen series pillar to post several times. All right, so I got like 10 movies on here, but I'll keep thinking.
The White House movies popped into my head, right? Like White House Down, Olympus Has Fallen.
Interesting. That's your vibe. Okay.
I'm not saying it's but those are the kind of I could watch those movies over and over and over again.
Okay.
So yeah.
I say this from Bachelor real quick. Speaking of series, Paul, did you watch House of Dragons last night? I haven't. Now, here's the thing. I have to be respectful. We have someone at my house, my future sister-in-law is at my house. She's been here for like a week. And I knew that. I thought my thing is that sometimes, they advertise things, Lurch, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Let me go see it. Oh, it's not out for 2 weeks. So like House of Dragons, they kept teasing that it was back. I believe that's season 3, and I'm like, cool, can't wait to watch. I'm like, God, geez, doesn't come out to then. Doesn't come out to then. And I don't want to say it too loud. Unfortunately, she's still here. That sounds very rude, but no, she is. So I can't watch it. So no, I did not see it last night. I can't wait to see it, Betcha. I'm fired up. I think that show's been awesome. Bud, who's a Game of Thrones super fan, like refuses to see any of this because it's not Game of Thrones. I think that's a terrible way to put it. It extends the life of the things. You're interested in Game of Thrones, of course, as was I, but the realm, which is a good word to use for Game of Thrones, but the realm that it's in, you just got to put your mind back in that place. And I feel like it's impossible compared to something like Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones was awesome. But yeah, House of Dragons, I've very much enjoyed the first 2 seasons, so can't wait. So apparently it came out yesterday on HBO. Nice. Can't wait to throw that on the list. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pretty cool stuff there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I have 10 movies so far. All right, so I'll be ready for that list, Lurch. I'll be ready.
Yep, you will be. Okay, you already got 10 on your list, huh? Okay.
I do. And that was just they were just sort of popping, like I said, kernels. But I got to think. Yeah.
You know, and I think when I put this list together, like some of my sappiness is going to come out on this, because there's going to be some sappy movies on this. Because there's certain sappy movies I could just see over and over again because they're just a fun watch for me. Like I just enjoy watching them. Maybe like I said, it's a distraction, or it's just it has the kind of humor that I like, or something relatable in it, or something, or some kind of like, hey, I wouldn't, that kind of thing.
But I think the thing I have to think of is like, and Lurch, you'll know this example. Everyone in our audience can resonate. And this is more so back in the day, I guess, because like it doesn't happen as often in your current world of channel surfing, and you land on a channel and it's the movie is at any point in it, you're like, oh, I gotta watch it to the end now. Oh, that's another one. I'm putting that on the list. But as you're doing this, that's the ones I have to think of. Again, it's less likely the streaming world that you're just going to run into something like that.
Yeah.
But like we have a TV and it's got Samsung Plus, so it just says random. It's like what it was for cable back in the day. There's just running channels like Survivor Channel and all these things. So you could run into a movie that was going on there. But yeah, let me put that one on there. That's another good one. I've seen that one. Yeah, that's a sports movie. So I got comedy, sports, holidays. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff on here. Okay, I'm at 11.
Yeah,
right
some
now.
sports movies would definitely make my list. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some sports movies I've seen a lot. God, I can almost quote the lines when I watch them.
Oh, that's another one. I got to put that one on the list.
All right. Look at him. He's got an entire notebook here. He just. I really got Boy Green going here today with this movie list. This is good. Okay. All right. Well, so we'll do that on a future show. We'll pick a date and we'll let people know we're going to do it, and people can bring their own lists if they want and get in the comments. That'd be a lot of fun, or laugh at what we put up there. I'm sure there'll be some ones you'll be like, "You kidding me? Come on, man, it's so bad."
Yeah.
I'm gonna be bluntly honest. You'll get a real look into my life here, what I like in terms of movies. That kind of thing. All right, that's awesome. All right, could you pop up Mac's 2 comments that he's got back-to-back comments there?
Okay.
So he says Money Heist was a great series. I have, and then Mac follows that up by saying, I think the Manchild would love it. Pop that comment up there. And you're right, Mac, and I have seen Money Heist, and it actually is a very
What's that on?
I think Netflix, I think.
Okay.
It's on one of the main ones, either Netflix or Prime. I think it's Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll see this from Bad Shot. I wanted to see this weekend. This is a first world problem on Father's Day. I had a lot of cool stuff to do. I go to Maria's every week. We went to the Aqua Spa where you get like a whole massage and stuff. Very nice. Thank you for Father's Day. That was beautiful. Went to Hibachi last night, so we just ran out of time. But yes, I think I have not seen Toy Story 5, but it's on my list, and I think it's sort of a nice little combo platter for kids to get whatever they get out of kids movies, but adults to have some nostalgic kicks to the 90s. So that's cool. So I can't wait to see that. Hopefully I get a chance for that too. Wow. And Bad Shot, way to hype it up. Missed one of the best House of Dragons episodes last night. Good Lord. Come on, man. I've got family here. I'm going to have to say, get out. And I'm just going to have to watch it now because I don't want to run into any spoilers, but terrific. Thank you, Bad Shot. All right. And he says he's ready for our list. So we'll have those ready. We'll have those ready in the future.
All right. We'll do it. In the next 2 weeks, we'll pick a show. We'll dedicate a piece of a show to do those lists. That'll be a lot of fun. So, all right, good. I'm glad I got you thinking. Boy Green started a whole notebook. I haven't started a notebook. I've started a notebook in my mind, but not anywhere else.
We'll see if you can remember those. I don't know. My notebook in my mind can all of a sudden lose names very quickly.
Me too. And I also have a lot of movies. I have a lot of DVDs. So I'm gonna look. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one.
I don't have a lot.
It's gonna make my life easy to remember some of the movies because when I purchase a movie.
Yeah.
When I buy a movie, it's a movie that I know I could watch a dozen more times.
How often do you buy movies nowadays?
Well, I'm constantly like, my wife is a nutty garage sailor. She loves
That's a good
yard
one,
sales / garage sales. So when we're at this time of the year, May, June, probably a little bit into July, people are having yard sales. The weather's nice. People have yard sales. So I always, if people have DVDs at yard
yeah, because
sales,
they're trying to get rid of those for
I'm
dirt
always in
cheap.
there, flipping through them. Ooh, $1 for this one. Ooh, yeah, I could see this movie another 25 times. I'll take that for $1. So you can get some good deals. I used to buy them at price when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't bought anything at price in ages. So now I'm just looking for bargains. Now I'm just looking for bargain DVDs. Or I've upgraded, dare I say, to Blu-rays. I have almost every James Bond movie on Blu-ray that comes out on Blu-ray. I'm a Bond nut.
That's true.
So probably a Bond movie or two could make my list because that's definitely, those are definitely among my favorites. But yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a fun list to make. Wow, I'm gonna try to create some nice variety in this list.
Me too. That's important. It can't just be all 10 actions or something. I think there has to be a balance.
Be interesting to see how many movies are on my list and your list. That'll be
I would assume 0.
It might be because we are so generationally different with what we grew up on in terms of movies and characters. Like there are movies I mentioned to you and you're like, no, never heard of it. I'm like, never heard of it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Unless we do this, like I took a cinematographer, like a movie class at school. So if we honored one of the like Citizen Kane or something, like that's not on my list. But if something like that may be a point where our Venn diagrams meet, or randomly, sporadically, we have random lists. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll be surprised. I haven't told you any of the ones on my list. Maybe we will run into each other. My guess is no. But maybe.
Here's an interesting one. I'll end it with this. All right. Here's an interesting one.
Okay.
All right. Dave. No clue, right? Look at you.
No
You're
idea
like,
what you're talking about.
What the heck is that?
I was waiting for you to say the rest, to be honest.
There's a movie, Dave. Dave could make my list. Okay. Dave is a movie with the star of it is Kevin Kline.
All right.
All right. And you would recognize Kevin Kline. He's been in a lot of movies over the years.
Let me give him
all right. He plays the president of the United States. Well, actually, he's an impersonator for the president who then gets installed as president. Sigourney Weaver is also in that movie and some other character actors that you would recognize.
Okay.
All right. So Dave, a movie that was in the 80s, probably, Boy Green. When was Dave? When did Dave come out? Just quickly. Google
What's your guess?
Dave the movie in the 80s. I'm going to say 82,
1993.
93. Later.
Is it a comedy romance?
Yes.
Then yes, 1993.
Okay. So you've never seen the movie Dave?
I've never seen this in my life.
I understand, being of your generation, that it wasn't on your radar.
That came out the year I was born.
Yeah, so. There you go. Okay, so you were you're still in the womb when Dave was released. But it's funny and it's clever. And I like the characters, and it's an easy watch. Like you could watch Dave 100 times and you'd still be like, that's so cute. That's fun. It's light. It's airy. I like light, airy movies sometimes just to get a break from the tensions, dare I say, of life. So, oh God, Mac throwing up one of that's a movie that could get on my list.
What the hell?
You ever hear of Porky's?
Let me give it a Google.
Good movie, Mac. Way to pull one out. That is brilliant right there, Mac.
No, I'm seeing this very unique cover, but I have not seen this movie. No, I don't believe so.
Mac, Boy Green won't get this, but just for you, Mac, and anyone else that is familiar with the movie Porky's, which is a three-movie
collection, Porky's Revenge.
Yeah, they made other ones. The other one, the second and third ones were god-awful, but the first one, the original Porky's, was very, very good. And there is a scene in Porky's that anybody that likes that movie or seen it would love. It is. You would probably know this, Boy Green. Samantha from the series the girls in Manhattan with
Sex in the City. You're down.
Sex in the City, yes. Samantha from Sex in the City, right? She's one of the four main characters.
Yeah, I'm sure I know.
Her name is Kim Cattrall, is the actress. All right. Kim Cattrall, I think that might have been her movie debut or close to it. She plays a gym teacher in the movie, right? I think she's a gym teacher. And
Oh,
she's
yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes. I see her
she's
now. Okay, yeah.
for lack of a better way of putting it, she's kind of known for being crazy horny if you get her in a certain
Oh,
situation.
all
And
right.
so they're trying to manipulate to get her in a certain situation with one of the other gym teachers. And there's a hilarious scene. That's all. I'll leave it at that. I mean, it's crazy. It's
right.
crazy off the
Okay,
chart.
so Porky's.
Off the
No, I've
charts. So
never heard of
Porky's.
Porky's.
Oh my
so-
god. Gosh, Kim Cattrall and Porky's. You know.
By the way, Badshot just says if y'all do that, I'm gonna on a certain day I'll take an early lunch break to participate.
Yes,
He's a
Badshot, I
member.
love it.
So yeah, that'd be
All right,
awesome.
Badshaw, you're in, baby.
Okay,
You're
great.
in.
Okay, cool.
This is a good, cool list to make. This is good.
That's
This
a
is fun.
fun summer
See how
thing to do that
randomly
engages people. Yeah.
Randomly things come up in the show sometimes, and then we turn them
Yes.
into bits, dare I say. And this is a
Yes.
perfect example of one. We did
Yeah.
this for years and years and years when we were in radio. So so now it's bleeding over here to the YouTube world. Okay. All right. Make your lists, folks.
Okay.
Make your bleeping lists.
So to
All right.
reiterate, this
movies
list,
you've
Lurch, is
watched
what?
the most in your life, your top
Yeah.
10 movies you've watched over and over and over the most. Like I've watched this one 50 times.
Any
this one
genre, it could be
49.
anything,
This one
as long as it's a
45.
movie, right?
Any genre, any movie. It doesn't matter. No judgment. We're in a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be some movies probably on both of our lists. I'm going to be like, what, Boy Green? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That piece of trash. All right. Like Tommy Boy, I know it's going to be on Boy Green's list.
It's going to
but
be
I'm
on
just
my
like,
list.
I
Can confirm.
can't stand that movie. Like, I'm so ridiculously stupid that I mean, it's just, I don't know. That movie doesn't tickle me at all. I could laugh at it. I certainly could laugh at it, but it is not a movie I watch over and over again because I don't know, something about Chris Farley that I find kind of
That guy in a
repulsive.
little coat.
I don't know. But there are funny moments. I do laugh at some of the silliness in that movie.
How could
But
you
something
not?
like that doesn't hold for me to watch a million times. Although I can understand why it would be on someone's list because it is an easy watch, right? It's so ridiculous and funny that you could just laugh over and over again at the same
But they're sad too, you know.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: Tommy's dad dies in the movie. I mean, it's very sad. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Mr. Callahan.
There you go. It's got human qualities, dare I say.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And cool. Oh, by the way, here's the last thing: is so one of the things that I'm doing, Lurch, is I'm going to Jets Titans. It's on the road in week 1, and I'm going because Mac and his wife invited me to the game.
Very nice.
And I just got to figure out the airplane ticket and the accommodations. What we've been talking about is a cool idea, Lurch, is a bunch of us from the coffee club and espresso club are coming together and going to rent out a huge Airbnb.
Yeah,
and
that's
we
a good
all
idea.
stay
Get a
there.
house. Yeah, get a
And we
house.
split the costs and
Great.
we have like time to hang out. Badshaw's saying BG, you, myself, Mac, and him all watching movies at this
Yeah,
thing because
Airbnb.
our wives are all going to be there or whoever's going to be there and
Yeah,
figure
make
it
sure
all
they
out,
got a
so.
video player there or whatever. Well, I guess you can do
Uh-oh.
anything off your phone now and
Yeah.
and cast it to any television pretty much if it's a smart TV. So
And yes, Mac,
world's
can you
gotten a lot
super
easier.
chat your lists? Wink, wink. You guys can. Yeah, save them for the show, but that would be great engagement. So yeah,
That's awesome.
if you can't call in, you can super chat them in. That'd be fun. I can't wait. That's going to
Well,
be
very
super
good.
fun.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you're indulging us here on this fun little side note here. But that'll be a fun list and a good thing to do in the summer. We always have to do fun summer topics. All right, so we'll have to do that. All right, sooner rather than later.
Soon.
Top 10 most watched by yourself over and over again movies. Okay. Oh my God, that's
We may even have to think
Ooh,
because I know Lombardo may miss a show or two here or there. That may be a Wednesday plug potentially. So
yeah.
we'll see.
Lombardo is out this coming Wednesday, by the way. in case you
Oh,
didn't know.
so does that mean?
Could we have it together by Wednesday? All right, we'll contemplate. If
I mean,
can-
I already have it together. I
Yeah,
currently have 15
you put it
movies.
together during the show. I need to actually sit down and do a little thinking. We could do it on Wednesday. Maybe we will.
All right.
Maybe we will.
We'll keep you
Maybe
guys
we'll do
posted.
it on the back end of Wednesday's show.
Okay.
All right, yeah, because Lombardo is off this week. He mentioned to me last week.
Okay,
So
there you
no,
go.
no Matt Lombardo this Wednesday. So
We'll try to give you guys as much of a heads up. If me and Lurch come
Yeah.
to that conclusion off air, I will make the link ahead of time so you guys can see.
Put it
It'll
out
be a
there,
very
you know.
different looking
Okay.
image. So,
All right. So
we'll
don't
keep
waste
you
any
posted.
time, folks. Start putting your list together.
Yes,
This could
please.
come sooner rather than later. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun topic. All right. Awesome. Wow. Ooh, I'm
Great
I'm
idea, Lurch. Shout out
That's
to
the word
you.
we've been using. The word titillated. I'm titillated by the idea of putting
a
this
great
list
word.
together. Right? Where did that come? Who was the titillating
Me.
guy?
We
Who's
were
you?
on Survivor, and
Oh,
some I
Survivor.
can't
Yes.
remember who asked it, but someone said, "What's one word to describe how you're feeling or something
said
about
titillated.
Survivor so far?" And I'm like, "I am titillated," and I
It's funny how
saw
things
Brett's
take a life of their own, right?
yeah, and I saw Brett's eyebrows go. Titillated. What does that mean? And it was an
That
entire
was
bit.
hilarious.
And then throughout the entire season, it just kept coming up, which was hilarious. So
Hey, by the way, before we go out, I didn't really have
Yes.
a chance to mention it at all, or maybe it was just in passing. But I did while I was up in Boston last week.
Okay.
I did meet Brett as you know.
Oh,
I
yes,
sent
yes,
you a
yes, yes,
special
yes.
video.
Yeah.
And just to the folks that do tune in to our Survivor shows, I know some of you might be in the audience right now,
Right.
and we'll be doing them in the future as well. Brett joins us every week. I
Mm-hmm.
got to meet Brett, and it was really cool. So we end up in this Irish pub. We were supposed to meet somewhere else. We did,
Yes.
and then the place we couldn't get a seat, and then we went down the road to this Irish pub. All right,
Okay.
in the beautiful Brookline area of Boston. And Brett said he only lives about 10 minutes
Yeah.
from there. If he mentioned the town he lives in, I can't remember. But
Mhm.
so, but Brett's a cop in Boston. Okay?
Okay.
He's a cop, and he's been a cop for years. I think he's a lieutenant now. I thought he was a sergeant, but I think he said he's like now lieutenant of this unit, and he's like
Okay.
working with the motorcycle cop. So
Yeah.
he's a biker cop right now. All right. I didn't know that going in. When I met him, I asked him. So we meet him in this Irish pub, and typical Brett, and typical cop. All right.
Yeah.
So we're in this Irish pub. It's filled with Scots who are watching the World Cup game. As I mentioned, I did say on our video, and we talked about this when I returned, that we got them to put the Knicks were on. It was game 4. All right. And we got them to put the Knicks on one television. All right. And we got to sit right in front of that television. It was me, my wife, and Brett. And we had a few big brews, and we hung out for a couple hours. Brett is exactly the way, he is on the videos. He's a super nice, super pleasant guy.
Right.
But as we were sitting there, I'm telling you, at least 6 or 7 people in the bar came over and was like, Brett, what's up? How you doing?
Wow.
And they all know him from the cop world, not from the Survivor world. They know him from the cop world. Right. So it's like all these ex-cops, or I work with the cops, or I was in the DA's office, right? All these people coming up. And that night, I think I mentioned this to you. Earlier in the day, I bought a Boston Police shirt. All right.
Oh, yes, you said that. Yes.
Right. I showed it in the video. Right. I have this Boston Police shirt. And on the back in giant letters, it says Boston Police. I figured that'd be a kick to walk on Brett first time meet me, and I'm wearing a Boston cop shirt. He'd be like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Your Honor, man, I'm wearing Boston cop shirt. So I found this Boston cop t-shirt, and people were coming up to me in the bar because I was wearing the Boston cop shirt, saying, hey, who's your buddy? Also you on the force too? I'm like, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
So well, that's played the whole thing up, and like they had like a whole thing. Oh, yeah.
You could have.
You never heard of me, huh? I'm like,
we were in the force together.
I'm in the 5th Ward. I'm a captain. I have to get the terminology from Brett. They have different terminology. I don't think it's precincts in Boston. I think it's something else. In New York, it's precincts. I think it's like a ward.
They could have sniffed you out potentially.
They probably would have sniffed me out. But it was cool how people thought, I'm with Brett. He's a cop. Maybe I'm a cop too.
Right.
It was fascinating. But amazing how he knows everybody, and how just immediate conversation, man.
So was it
Cops Irish pub Brett? Is he going to know some people?
Okay. Yeah. I guess let me get clarity on that. So were they like, oh my God, Survivor Brett? Or were they just like, oh, Brett, we know you, police officer Brett, and you're always around?
Police officer Brett.
Oh, not Survivor Brett. Okay.
Not Survivor Brett. And here, anybody mentioned Survivor, everybody seemed to know him because he's a Boston cop.
That's cool. He seems very friendly, a social butterfly of sorts.
Yeah, Brett's very, you could feel that when you hang out with him. He's really got a nice, very, very nice social thing to it.
And so what was it
was
like?
So much fun meeting with him.
Because Lurch, you've known him quote unquote, whatever you want to describe, for like 11 years or something, but this was your first time actually meeting him.
I know.
How was it meeting someone that you've known in a virtual box forever, but you just met him in person? Was it
weird? The
weird?
Coolest thing about it, not weird at all. The coolest thing about it is we might as well have been friends for 10 years. Like, it absolutely had that quotient to it, like I was asking him questions about his life and things outside of Survivor, and we were having some fun to Survivor. I heard what Jonathan said, do you agree with him? You were a little upset about that. He's been trashing Aubrey, and she shouldn't have won. So we'd had a little Survivor talk in there, on the residuals of season 50. But no, most of it was just about life and about, things he does in Boston and what he does and where he hangs out. And he was asking me questions about my personal life, and Pat was with me obviously, so he was asking Pat questions about me, and we got some good laughs.
So that's funny.
So no, it was like meeting up with an old high school buddy or something. It was crazy. It was so comfortable, so easy. Brett's a great dude. I would go back and visit him in a minute. He said next time, hey, both of you got to come next. I said, we'll arrange it. Boy Green's in Boston actually a lot more than I am.
I'm there all the time. So,
but we'll find a common time or something, and we'll get up there together, and we'll make a night of it. But he was great. It was awesome. It was so much fun. So
great.
I just wanted to mention that before.
Here's one last random thing, and I promise this is the last thing. I just came across this as I was trying to grab something else for the show, and it just came up, and this is a hugely historic news. A huge congratulations to Linda Cohn, a former member of the Oswego Lakers. She has announced that after 5,500 editions of SportsCenter, she is retiring at the end of this month. Her final SportsCenter appearance will be on Friday, June 26th, which is 4 days away. And she had this quote in her PR piece that just came out. And look at those pictures of Linda Cohn from when she first arrived to what she is now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It says, what I'm most proud of in my career, that it lasted long enough for me to see little girls grow up watching SportsCenter, enter this business and succeed in it. And it was cool. The only connection, so it's cool. She's a SUNY Oswego Laker alum, of course, and she has a wonderful career. But me and Linda, when I was young in college, when I was finishing up, there's, of course, the Oswego sub shop. It's famous around here for all these famous people have subs. And I noticed that Linda Cohn didn't have a sub. So I brought it up to people and they're like, yeah, sorry, pal. She just doesn't make the cut. And I thought that was ridiculous. So I worked at ESPN Radio at the time as an intern with you guys and at the station and eventually a producer. And I was bringing it up to other people like, we should change this. Like, Linda Cohn's a big deal. And I got this hashtag Get Cohn a Sub trending. Nice. And they did a TV piece on it, and then the sub owner said, "Fine, we'll get her a sub."
We'll do it.
And she has a sub now across the street.
She should
Get Cohn a Sub. And Linda talked to me when she heard about this viral story, and she responded to it like, "Yeah, I do need a damn sub. It's about time." So it's just fun moments. That's how I know Linda, awesome. And so we had this interaction, and it's cool. I saw Rich Eisen is doing a podcast. This was SportsCenter. He's interviewing all these SportsCenter people from the past, and Linda Cohn was on an episode. So super cool. That's amazing news. So Linda, what a remarkable, amazing career.
She's awesome. She's an outstanding alum of SUNY Oswego. She was the commencement speaker, not this past May, but the May before.
Oh, okay.
And I was at that commencement and met her. She's very, very nice. A very, very nice lady. And her commencement address was very inspiring and a lot of fun. She talked a lot about how she played hockey when she was younger. And it was fun speech. So she's very, very, very revered at SUNY Oswego, your alma mater, and a place that I've taught at for over 15 years. So that's awesome. And it's cool that I remember you got that sub named after her, which is pretty cool. So fantastic. All right. Final thoughts, if you have any, Boy Green, before we sign off. Go ahead.
Man, what a wild show, a 2+ hour show. Who would have thought on June 22nd with apparently no sports going on, we figured it out here, and then this compelling list that probably could have gone us on for another 2 or 3 hours. So we'll figure out whenever that's going to happen. I love that that's engaging to the audience. That's super cool. And thanks everyone for sticking with us. Again, to Lurch's point, right? We're closing in on our 1-year anniversary. We'd love to get to 1,000. If we can't force it, if it doesn't, I know we're going to get to 1,000 eventually. It'd be cool to get it before the 1-year anniversary. We'll see if that happens by the grace of the gods, but it's cool how engaging this has been. This has been super fun. I've been doing the digital thing, predating the end of the radio show, of course, but this is such an engaging, it's different than phone calls. We just took video phone calls, but it's just different. I don't know how to describe it. The comment section and where shows can just sporadically go. It sort of is like radio in a way, but it's just very different. So no, shout out to all the people for joining the family.
Yeah. Welcome, Bad Show. Welcome, James. Thank you for becoming members today. We appreciate it. Spread the word, as they say. You'll get some perks for being members. Looking forward to delivering those to you as well. All right. For Boy Green, it's the Manchild saying thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We'll be back again, another live show on Wednesday. Be on the lookout. We might be doing that movie list on Wednesday with no Matt Lombardo in the fold. Perhaps while the cat's away, the mice will play, as they say, on Wednesday. But we'll get down to it. I'll also have our new raffle items for our July raffle, which will be on July the 22nd. So I will be searching the archives around here, Boy Green. I've got a few ideas, but I got to see what I can piece together. I like to put packages together of things. And again, congratulations to T-Town Jet, who, with all those raffle tickets by the skin of his teeth, pulled this one out. And he's got the Muhammad Ali poster, the book, and the 2 hats, and the laser etched glass all headed his way. So Manchild will get that packed up here in the next 24 to 48 hours, and off to Oklahoma, as it is. That's where T-Town lives. Is headed off to Oklahoma, where he will gather up some more lovely gifts for being and supporting our channel. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on Wednesday live. Plenty of other content. Jake Asman coming this week. Ed Valentine, our Giants insider. Bud Poliquin will be back in the fold as well. So we'll have all that coming your way. We will see you on Wednesday live. Take care, everybody. Peace out.